or standing there assessing the environment and the situation after they had just gotten through this tedious battle, trying to process everything that's going on, trying to prioritize whether or not we should deal with these two imposters first, or if we should try and attempt to save Callus's life.
Excellent. Squall.
Alright. Squall. Squall is. You want me to describe myself, right?
Yep.
Alright, yeah. So, Squall is currently actually just wearing his rebreather on him, but he wears. There's clothes that always give the sense of trying to blend in. He's got a cloak on that covers most of it. You can see kind of bits and pieces of Imperial Old Guard flak armor that sticks out that looks like it's been camouflaged or customized. He's in a bulky case on his back that usually would be what he uses to conceal his, that's now sticking out in the open, in a silenced bolter or pistol. Oh, and chain sword strapped on his back. When he takes his mask off, you'll see he's got gray eyes and like pollution scars. He's very ragged and definitely weathered. Yep. And he's currently just waiting to see what the others queue off of at the moment.
Beautiful. And those of you who reacted to a silenced bolter, yes, probably right. It's not a regular bolter. Callus.
Currently, Callus has his back to a wall, sitting on his ass. His left leg, what's left of it, it's still attached to his body by some tissue. The bone already destroyed, no longer the leg no longer being functional or being able to be saved. He's still currently bleeding. He's wearing a disguise, a nobleman's disguise, with his hand flamer on his left. His right leg bent in an unnatural form. His kneecap most likely severely damaged. His face is currently filled with tears, and he has an expression of sheer terror and pain as he almost teared his vocal cords due to the screams of agony he released a few moments ago. He is currently passed out due to the sheer shock of the pain. His long fingers desperately clutching at his wounds, and his hair already ravaged by the sprinklers and fire that ravaged this building.
And as you look at his body kind of twisted up and messed up, you see a huge tome laying next to him, and it is covered in blood splatter. And back.
Mac's heavily panting after mostly fighting off these vicious henchmen and getting shot up by the last one almost. He notices the two Icaruses all of a sudden at the corners of his eyes, and he figures he's going to leave it to the rest of the party, and he's going to keep on walking up the apartment to see if he can scavenge some more intel. From what he usually wears, his Imperial Guard armor, it looks quite dented up. Normally it'd be quite in good shape and no blood splatters, but you can see that there is a mixture of his blood and the blood of his enemies laying about on his armor. He doesn't look at much bravado, but more dead tired.
Beautiful as usual. Seraph.
Yep. Seraph down in the car is probably waiting impatiently. I would imagine he probably had left the group with, hey, shit goes south, call me in and I'll start making my way there. But what you see is a young man, He's clearly from the Imperial Guard, although he doesn't seem to have as many wounds as you would suspect. The only noticeable thing is a graze trail from his left eye into his hairline. The picture's a pretty good description. He's well bearded, maybe a little bit cut shorter than that. His face, he's rather stern, but he is very clearly, if you look into his eyes, he's very nervous about the situation now.
Do you carry any weapons?
He has a las gun. That is roughly about it, although it just sits. Right now it's sitting idly across his lap. He has a mark of sanctioning, I forgot to mention that, on his right cheek. It's a symbol of a hammer.
You're currently wearing your Imperial Guard flak armor.
Yeah.
Do you look like an Imperial Guard?
Absolutely. And the only difference between this and a normal Imperial Guard flak is it's probably painted a little bit of a different color.
Right.
Instead of the common green, it's a little bit of a blackish color. Maybe it could be either a really deep blue or just black in itself. It's hard to tell, with some very, very minor streaks of purple in it. More or less only on the arms.
So with Mac, who's kind of wearing the same, how would one separate the both of you as Imperials? Do you look perhaps less... you said you didn't work directly in some kind of combat-related role. Is that right?
Yeah, he was someone who screened for loyalty after certain situations. Given his telepathic abilities, his purpose was to look into the minds of certain suspect soldiers and report them, although instead of that he actually would try to rehabilitate them, restore their opinion in the Emperor and whatnot.
Does Mac, the other Imperial Guard in the party, know this? That this is what you did?
If he had ever asked or we had talked about it at length, he would have mentioned that. Yeah, he wasn't too keen on just rolling up to the commissars and telling him, yeah, this guy's got disloyal thoughts. He found that really displeasurable and, if not wasteful, of potential resources. It's because of this that he actually started. He was viewed by his other Imperial Guards in his regiment as sort of like a secondary commissar almost.
I see.
They took his authority on something because he was willing to work with them and just help them out in their personal
So
situation.
You weren't hated and kind of outcast by the regiment?
No.
Gotcha. Very cool character. You're currently standing in this largest room. The ceiling is quite far up. There is a slight smell of leather. The manse has a polished marble floor. There are kind of dark brown colors everywhere. The beautiful red drapes hang from these strange decorations in the ceiling, with a dim lumen kind of throwing shadows in different directions. You notice a mechanical feline creature walking sideways, occasionally looking in your direction. As you entered this place, also had to do will saves, where Victor, you were hearing a voice in your head that said, ask to see his rosette. He is not the real Inquisitor. As those words are stored in your internal memory, you stand there, guns pointed at both of the Icaruses. And we can search.
Right.
Victor is going to first walk up to the one that was in the room with us during the whole issue, and he's going to kind of eye him up and down, trying to... trying to maybe find flaws in his getup, trying to look for issues that might have been added to the getup that he might not have known about the actual Icarus, and trying to compare the two to see if they're both identical.
You look back and forth and you try to discern any differences. Do a scrutiny check. You get a minus 40. No,
Nope.
you know even less than before. You look at it.
They look identical to me.
Yeah, they look even more identical now that you really studied them. It's really striking.
It seems we will not be able to tell the difference by mere looking at them.
Show us your authority.
Who are you currently talking to?
I'm actually saying it to both of the Inquisitors. I'll be saying, I'll look at both of them, and it's like, because I've done this action before, so it's in his nature. Or he's bring out the rosettes. Show us who you are.
The second Inquisitor walks up, stands in the middle of the room, and the first one will kind of point to the back of the room. Look, the key. I have it. He will open a shrine and show you a piece of parchment. It has ancient writing on it.
Mac's going to go up to it and slowly try to get from the shrine.
Slowly try to...
Yeah, in case Icarus tries to pull any trick.
Gotcha. They're now just standing looking at each other.
If I recall correctly, you made the assumption that Weber was dead. But from what we know, one of you is Weber. So what can you guarantee that what you had just told us was not a lie?
As you say that, he kind of looks to the side and says, Icarus. The second Icarus who entered the room kind of just stands there looking side to side.
It's all fine and dandy. But I didn't ask for the key. I asked for your proof.
The second Icarus who entered the room reaches into his pocket and displays the inquisitorial rosette. He kind of shows it in a waving motion back and forth between you. The first
Look at it.
Icarus that you met is going to stand there and just say, No! No! What do you do? Time is up. The second Inquisitor is going to... So the first story that you met is going to pull out a last gun. And you can do a Ascensions test, Andrew.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
What'd you say?
A Psynations test.
Something's
The same as
clearly
it-
Okay.
happening. I'll open the door and step into to the others.
Gotcha. Adorna, you notice a very strong warp presence around both these caped men. They are currently both using psych abilities.
Yeesh.
Do I have the key quickly?
Yep.
Alright.
Victor also too feels that something warpy is going on, but he cannot pinpoint it.
We're going in real time, we gotta
So
be quick.
Squall's gonna.
I'm stepping forward.
Squall's gonna sit
smiting at
there as
both.
soon as he pulls out the last. Oh, sorry.
Go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Aaron.
All I'm gonna do is try to shoot the last pistol.
I failed to manifest.
Awesome. Okay, the second Icarus is going to fire a shot. It misses.
After the first shot, it goes off. Victor is going to say with a booming voice,
If you are the true Inquisitor, you will cease hostile actions immediately.
The first Inquisitor who did not display the rosette is going to yell out, "Kill him! He's an imposter!" The second one is going to fly across the room and with his fist just hold it up in there as he's flying. So imagine like Thor.
He's Superman.
Yeah, imagine Thor. Like as he lands in front of him, you just see this extremely powerful punch. Oh, actually it doesn't kill him. The first Icarus is going to fly backwards, hit the wall, and with a large thud, he breaks one of the pillars. It cracks in half from the force of the blow. He's kind of just resting on the floor, face down, panting, breathing heavily.
Can I try to take a shot at one of the two? The one that punched the one that is still standing?
The one that's still standing showed the Inquisitorial rosette.
Yeah, but I mean, he's kind of like a dick.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Identifying who it is. Alrighty.
I'm just gonna shoot that guy, and I'm assuming I'm in short range.
Okay. Everyone else, you can see Mac pull up a gun and point it at the second Inquisitor. Do you want to do anything to stop him?
No, I'll rather help and say, come over here.
Gotcha.
What are you doing?
That is, well,
Opposed willpower.
Jesus Christ, you know my weakness. Ah,
Not you, Mac. Not you, Mac. The Icarus.
oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was
Yeah,
like, what the
very
fuck?
much
Why
so
do
a
you...
failure. Very much a fail, I don't know.
Yeah, he's coming over to me and wastes his turn like that.
Shot.
No, I mean,
I hit
your psych abilities didn't succeed.
Oh, many degrees of success. Okay.
I
Makes
rolled
sense.
30 damage plus 3 to his head. Morton.
Gotcha. So you're shooting the standing Inquisitor.
Yeah. The one who punched. It was a silent sniper rifle, so.
Okay. And you can. How many pounds?
God, I hope you hit the Inquisitor, because you're so getting fucked for that.
How many pen?
Pen 3.
Pen 3?
30 damage, pen 3.
Okay.
That's pretty mad. Is that also Emperor's Fury, since that's a 10, right?
On the damage die, yes.
So that's another D5 critical.
Which is a 3.
Look that up very quickly.
No, actually, the extra damage from Precise doesn't.
Oh yeah, it doesn't
get-
generate fury, you're right, yeah.
Oh, those don't generate, okay,
Yeah, no, good that you mentioned that.
Alrighty. As you see Mac fire this shot, you see the Inquisitor turn around. Once again, in displaying the Inquisitorial rosette, it looks authentic to all of you. He has now murdered the second Icarus on the floor. Anyone else want to do anything?
Matt, I killed him, I assume?
Oh no, very much not the case. Alright, the standing Inquisitor is going to...
I'll just shift both of his pistols towards, or it's
Yep.
the one standing for the moment.
He is going to again display his Inquisitorial rosette and say, "Stand down by the authority of the Inquisition."
And if I see that,
He is now flashing the Inquisitorial rosette, walking slowly towards you. The second Inquisitor laying on the ground dead. What do you do?
Do we have any means of contacting the orbiting ship?
Yes, you do have a Voxcaster that you've been able to approach the ship.
Squall will put his Oh, go ahead.
Victor is going to grab the Voxcaster and attempt to hail the ship, asking for the Inquisitor in charge.
You ask for the Inquisitor and nothing happens. You just hear a voice saying "speak" repeatedly.
There is a situation regarding Inquisitor Icarus. There are doppelganger among us, and one has dispatched of the other. I require information that will help validate his authenticity.
The voice on the other end says, "We can provide you with no additional information at this time." The line cuts.
Hey, customer
While
service.
this is going on, we'll put his auto pistol away. And slowly meet Icarus as he's coming towards us and hold out his hand for the rosette.
He will shout very commandingly, "The rest of you, step aside."
I don't think so. I'll be there with my subordinate.
Excellent.
And Perrin slowly shuffles over, quite stooped over his staff as he approaches.
Awesome. He is kind of just walking towards you, still holding the Inquisitorial Rosette. He's a chiseled-faced, classically handsome male. Slicked back black hair. He had a helmet that he has sort of just thrown off, laying on the ground. He wears a dark blue chainmail-like material as a skin suit. He has gauntlets, a series of separate bands circling his sleeves, and a unique glyph on his chest. You see several silver designs on his torso to the buckle, and a square with the Imperial Aquila. As he looks up, you see that his face doesn't quite look human. There's a very strong psychic presence about him.
I will step forwards. Are you still the Icarus we met the other time?
He will look very angrily with a scar on his head over to you, shifting his gaze from Mac. I am.
I sneak the fuck.
What happened to you?
You mean, what happened to him? He looks back. The body on the
Both.
ground, next to the pillar, has morphed, has changed. It no longer looks like Icarus.
That Weber, I presume?
He will look at you and raise one eyebrow. You are correct.
Victor is going to walk up to Perrin.
I am a little out of touch on my information about psychers. What would they have the ability to shape others as well as the self?
Naturally.
So we are still uncertain whether this is the one we seek.
Indeed.
This going on, Squall's just still standing there with his hand outstretched towards the Inquisitor. Set.
Victor is going to turn towards Icarus.
I understand that you do also bear the rosette, giving you the authority of the Inquisitor. But we are not so certain that that rosette was stolen off of the original Inquisitor.
Nice. Icarus will walk to the side and look in your direction. Ask your Inquisitor. He knows I am here.
The same Inquisitor is the one I just tried to hail, right?
Yep.
Icarus.
It seems that the mothership does not want us to know about this?
Icarus, are you a host?
His face turns into a rather annoyed frown. Why would you assume that?
Just asking, your presence is a bit ethereal.
He gives a slight smile. His left cheek kind of forms a little wrinkle. I have the gift, as you do.
Indeed. Well, in that case, I do have something that could quickly repair any breaches of trust, if we can trust for a moment. It's not like we can't fight it out if that does not work out. An exchange of telepathy makes it a bit harder to hide disloyalty to the Emperor, if that is what we decide to show each other.
He will look to the side and say, I am speaking to you out of courtesy. You have no authority to make demands of me.
And I do appreciate that courtesy, but we also have some proof that makes it quite hard to trust you. Of course you could just knock us out and go away if that is your preferred course of action. But I believe both factions, if not of the same order, would rather have allies than rivals.
It was not my intention to interfere with your interrogation of Weber. As you can see, he knew I was coming. Weber was a powerful psycho. He was monitoring me while I was on the trail as a yeoman investigator. He must have thought he could mislead you by presenting as your superior. He knew what I looked like from the surveillance.
Victor, at this point, is going to try and find that cat that he saw when we first entered this building.
Awesome. In the kitchen, in the back of the giant manse, you find the cat standing next to the counter, just looking at you. Its long body reflected in the polished floor.
Victor is going to put down or grab his manipulator and mechacandrites, and he is going to kind of use them to tap on the ground to kind of get the cat's attention, to like kind of use them as like a little ball on a string to see if he'll start.
Nice. Whatever this cat is, it's not very advanced. It immediately goes into a play mode and starts playing with whatever you present it with.
When given the opportunity, Victor will reach out with one of his hands to try and pick it up.
Okay. You reach over. It has an interface. As soon as you try to grab it, it makes evasive actions.
I will make evasive grabs then.
Alright. Roll with me. Weapon skill and post.
Absolute unit.
Victor, you lean down. And unfortunately, although Victor is very determined, you're not agile enough with your hands to really grab it before it easily jumps away, standing just a few inches away from your hands.
Did you try the piss?
You mean the pss, not the piss?
Exactly.
Pissing. I don't know about you, Romanian boy.
Victor is then, knowing that this is going to be a nuisance, he's going to think about models of this cat and try and see if there's a vocal command he can get for it to cease its movement.
Excellent. You can just do a tech use to see your ability to take command of this mechanical creature.
Meanwhile, can I see if I find a cogitate?
You can.
5
So-
degrees of success.
5 degrees of success. Wow. Okay. Wow. The feline creature kind of looks at you sideways as you approach. You take your MAU and you easily repurpose the cat. It doesn't seem to have any security measures, as if there was no fear of anyone interfering with it. You easily reprogram it to be servile towards you.
I'm then going to find out whether or not it has backlogs of audio, or to find out its optical data.
Very, very nice. You easily access its data. It is in binary. You translate it to digital video. You can sort of kind of see video of surveillance from you entering the place. It is very. The footage itself is very it's filled with smoke and bright lights, flashing lights, yelling, and then you hear Callus's horrible screaming again, and it kind of pierces into you, the horror of it all once you play it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe it doesn't affect you, but it would a regular person. Yeah. There's also a backlog of events and dialogue.
I'll most likely be looking towards hours before we exited the elevator.
You see a group of what looks like hobos from the streets, wearing big guns, carrying big guns. They're entering this exquisite hallway. You see Weber pointing frantically for them to get into positions. Some of them are kneeling down, waiting to trap you, and you recognize one of them. It's the guy you shot. You see his face, and you're kind of remembering back to that time. Several hours earlier, you can turn the time back. You see Weber sitting in one of his sofas, talking to some of these guards. He has a data slate in front of him, and he seems to be communicating with someone.
So, with the information from this cat, can I correlate that the Weber that came and started in the room is the same Weber from this video?
You sort of
like he
think
never
back and
left the
forth, and
elevator.
You can do a scrutiny minus 10 or logic minus 20. You can choose.
Definitely taking logic.
Surprise there.
Oh yeah!
Oh
Okay.
wow.
You managed to record the exact moment. You see Icarus standing in the hallway, in front of a mirror, adjusting his uniform, sort of pulling it back and forth, making it look perfect. Then you see him morph, almost like this wave of dark energy sort of flashes over him from top to bottom. You see his appearance change, and when he turns around, it looks like Icarus.
Alright, so I have come to the consensus that the dead body is in fact Weber.
You have.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pick up the cat, and I am going to place him on my shoulder. And I'm going to start walking over to the group.
You get an inspiration point. The rest of the group, you see Victor, probably very confident, straight back, come into the room as Icarus is standing there, kind of wiping off some dust from the broken pillar off of his chest, the glyph on his chest.
Victor is going to walk up to Icarus, and he is going to quickly make a bowing action towards the Inquisitor.
I have possibly confirmed your identity, though there is still incomplete information. I do surmise that we have figured out that you are true to the Inquisition.
Icarus will sort of look to the side as if he is ignoring you, and then he will slowly tilt his head towards you, Adurna, Perrin, and it will give a slight smile.
Thank you, Victor. I believe that indeed solves our differences. I apologize for the inconvenience. Did you happen to read him anything before we came?
So would you say read him anything?
Yes, I look towards the body on the ground as I say so.
Icarus will look kind of confused. Read him?
I was under the impression that you were a seasoned telepath, but maybe that was only him that was.
Oh no, I am quite familiar with Weber. I was here to confront him. There was no purpose in me reading him upon confronting him. I knew who he was.
Would it be possible for you to share what you're investigating so we might predict further?
He turns around and his cape kind of flows behind him. He slowly walks up to one of the tinted windows to the outside world. It is the color green. There's sort of a greenish light reflecting off his chest. He turns around and says, "The faction he represents are monitoring my acolyte's communications. We discovered too late, but we've been leading him on a false trail ever since."
I would like to keep in mind that I did jettison one of the guards out of a window.
You did? Yes, one of the windows was definitely broken.
And I believe you said due to the concussive pressure from the silent sniper rifle last time, that the windows were shattered.
This is like a thicker glass.
Okay.
Interesting. The windows have regenerative abilities. I must research this.
Indeed.
So he turns around and he will go, Weber must have thought he could mislead you. But I am glad to find that that is not the case. He knew the yeomanry were investigating him on behalf of the Inquisition. He knew we were looking for him.
Well,
Once Squall will, while this is going on, finally put his other pistol away and walk up to the dead Weber and start checking the body, seeing what's on it.
Perrin will put on his most affable smile and walk up and stand beside Icarus and ask, well, if you don't mind me asking, is there anything that we could do to possibly alleviate your troubles?
He turns around. Search his body. Weber was too paranoid to leave any trace of the key elsewhere.
Of course.
I'm sitting here searching his body.
If you find a datapad, let me have a look at it.
As he
Just
says
so you
that,
know.
Squall, as the moment Victor walks over and says that, you pull out a data slate from Weber's pocket.
Just as a quick note, Seraph is on his way up to this place.
Gotcha.
The elevator does
Squall.
work.
So he's walking.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go the long way. You have to go the way I came.
Yeah.
Yikes.
You don't need to roll to find the floor though, it'll take too long.
Squall's gonna pass the slate over to Victor and just see if he's got anything else on him. And once he's done with that, he's gonna throw the body over to, well, shit. No, our psyker's on his way up. He's not here yet.
Okay, Squall.
We have a
When
psycho here.
you pull
Your
sort of-
other
you
psycho.
search all of his pockets, you find a dose of slot. You find 2 low sticks. You find 1 stem.
And
Was
a
it I found
partridge
2
and
of?
a pear tree.
You broke it on my end.
Did anyone else catch that?
You found a stem, you found 2 glow sticks, and a dose of a drug, I assume.
Slot, yeah.
Okay. For the moment, he will just pocket everything.
Very nice.
And then afterwards, he'll just drop the body and finally go over to Cassius and start trying to tend to him with his limited medical skills.
Oof.
You
As
mean Callus?
Callus. As you look over, you see Icarus start to walk towards the exit.
Oh, we know how to reach each other after all. I will nod him off, and as he starts walking away, I would like to feel if he has any like ongoing flesh magic on him.
You try to read him, and you can do a Initiations test.
1 degree.
There's no illusions or any deception going on. He's absolutely what he appears to be.
Excellent.
Yeah. Icarus will kind of turn around nonchalantly, kind of a lazy look on his face, eyebrows slightly raised. I've enjoyed this brief interaction, and as much as I respect your lord, I must be going.
Real quick, Icarus, before you leave, I did have one question of great importance.
He turns around slowly.
Was Weber working alone? Or was he working for a higher power?
Slight smile. No. That is why I am here.
Perrin too will smile a bit wryly as if he sees the potential double meanings.
He will look to you, Victor, and he will kind of raise himself a little bit and hold his belt buckle. Victor!
Yes, sire.
Castor will be pleased with your discovery. He smiles.
My
turns
will
around.
is the Omnisire.
Excellent. Icarus will turn around and walk to the elevator.
I hope he has fucking tech use, otherwise he's not gonna go down.
What is it?
He's stuck there trying to fucking reprogram this thing. Yeah, no.
And Mac is nowhere near having any fun going to fix that shit up close with
He
him,
uses
so
his magical
looks-
inquisitorial powers and manages to reprogram the
He
elevator.
flashes his rosette at the elevator. It's like,
You
oh,
will
sir, I'll
obey
work
me."
right away.
Real fast. Is there any modifiers for trying to attempt to at least stabilize and stop the
You're trying
fucking
to
excess
stop-
bleeding? Maybe play around with the leg.
Play around with the leg is
What's
definitely
left
very
of it?
easy. You pick up the leg and it's just hanging by some strips of flesh. There's probably no reason
Now
for
you
it
get
being,
shit.
there's probably no reason for it being attached. Like there's no blood flow, nothing. So you just pick it up and it's like dangling in your hands. Blood spray. What would blood be doing?
Just gotta finish the
The
job.
wounds are
Squall's
probably
literally.
cauterized by now, so it's like just a pool of blood on the ground.
Victor, upon hearing
Squall's
all
gonna
these
literally
noises
finish
of
the
failed
job.
attempts,
It just bust out his chainsaw and cut the remainder of the flesh off the leg.
Dude.
Victor is immediately
Leg.
going to grab the chainsword with his Mechacandrite.
Okay, so you hear this sound.
I'm not removing the rest of his leg. I'm removing the dangly bit that's connecting the rest of the. Just so you know, I'm removing the dangly bit that's connecting the little flimsy flesh.
Which
Again,
Or the-
Victor will
Which
attempt to stop
dangly
the
bit?
chainsaw.
Which type
Okay,
of it?
go for it.
Yeah, say the Latin name for it. Jesus.
Are they
still
testing
has
to see if
nerves in
there's
it
friendly
and still
fire?
transmit pain signals towards Callus's brain, which might cause him to go into shock. Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. I mean, I was dumb
think
enough
I'm
to
unconscious.
inquisitor, but you take the cake.
Does Victor stop the chainsword?
But
And Percy said, wait a moment. And he goes up and just stims Callus. And then he takes back his injector, pours some Amasec over it, and starts walking towards the stairs.
Perrin actually looks like he knows what he's doing. He leans down, immediately injects something into Callus. You hear Callus kind of... There's some breathing sound, but it sounds like gurgling. Someone is underwater and gurgling water. And it sounds awful.
Am I conscious? Can I see?
Horribly, yes, you are. The pain is excruciating. As you look up, you see Perrin's
Squall
face.
will... Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
So, Squall will at this point... Wait, you injected him with stem and that's it?
Yeah, I mean, if you just want him to not launch a shock, of course you would give something to get the blood vessels.
So Squall will, just in case, think for a second once he knows someone's action. Just look and be like... It'll... pulls out a dose of Obscura.
Oh god.
And hits him up with Obscura.
Okay, Callus, you disappear to a wonderful land of colors and bunnies and rainbows. What do you
After giving it a minute, after giving him a minute of that to kind of settle in, then he busts out the chainsaw to finish the job. Well, the chainsaw was already in his hand, so he'll sit there and just look at Victor as he turns it on and then cuts off the rest of the fleshy dangle.
Squall.
Again, I'm holding it with a manipular mechakenjay.
Okay. Squall
Get a hold of it?
Squall is from a death world. And
I am holding the back of it.
Squall looks like he's done this 100 times before. He does this like you would make your breakfast in the morning. Pulls out his thin sword, cuts off this last bit of flesh, holding the...
Just that usually they aren't alive when he does that.
Right, exactly.
Oh, no.
He's holding the leg as it sprouts blood, fresh blood, on Callus's face, sort of just spurting in his face and his chest.
He will use his las cutter to cauterize the wound.
You do so.
And then hand the leg over to Victor and say, see what you can do with this.
Meanwhile,
Victor
would I finally have
grabs it.
found a cogitator, or is that still... Like, am I still searching for after half an hour?
We go back and forth between different scenes. We might go in different timelines. So you might be several minutes ahead of the rest of the party. We don't necessarily... Everything doesn't necessarily happen at the same time when we split the party. Alright. We're gonna finish up this scene and then we'll see what you find. So what else?
Victor's gonna take the leg from Squall, and then he's gonna kind of look at it, then look at Squall, and then contemplate how effective of a club this would make if he just beat it over Squall.
If anyone is looking at Callus's face, you would see a face covered in blood from the chainsaw end of his leg, with a soft smile and some tears rolling from his eyes. But I presume he doesn't feel the pain.
No.
Yeah.
Obscura is basically, you're high as fuck right now.
Obscura
Yeah,
is heroin, kids. Don't do it.
Oh, opioids are great.
Victor at that point...
Now we have to treat him for infection. You do not use a chainsaw to amputate.
Cauterized it with a laser.
It does not sterilize the wound.
No, but
At what point Victor's
It's
gonna
done.
kneel down and start to use his mechakandrite to try and fix what
Your
occurred.
medical mechanics.
Am I an experiment to you guys?
You can
You
roll,
can't reattach it. You could use it to measure him a new one.
everyone gets an inspiration point for awesome role playing, and you can roll a Medicaid test, Victor. I'm gonna give you
Realistically, I would honestly
minus
think a
30.
las cutter would.
minus 30.
No, sorry.
Go on.
Realistically, I would think a las cutter would actually probably sterilize the wound pretty well.
3,
Minus what's
4
already in
degrees of failure.
Okay, Victor, as you
I'm
try
gonna
to
die.
reattach it, it
I'm not trying to reattach. I'm trying to sterilize the wound
You're trying to sterilize it.
for infection.
Yeah, you do that. You don't need to roll for that. I thought you were trying to do something
Okay.
else.
No.
You easily sterilize the wound.
Does he look stable other than he's jacked up on drugs right now?
He is not bleeding out at the current time.
Well, Victor will not try to counteract the effects of the drugs because Cal's will probably in immense pain if it wasn't for the drugs. So he'll see this as a.
Callus, you open your eyes. You're high as fuck. What do you do or say?
I'm able to speak.
You look down and you see that your leg is missing. You're in shock. Your face is just contorted in a mess of expressions and pain.
Victor is kneeling down in front of you with your leg in one hand.
Callus would look at you, pointing at his leg, and says, "I needed that, right?"
Or maybe you shouldn't have skipped leg day.
Yes.
Can I take
Fuck.
roll for psychic damage, my dude? I think Callus is dead.
How much insanity does that cost?
Do I need to burn another fate point?
Yeah, please do so.
Did we roll?
What's up, man?
Mockery in Warhammer.
Did we roll a fair check when you lost your leg, Callus?
Oh no.
We definitely we forgot it in the heat of the battle. This is quite a horrible. This is not a mundane horror at all.
Mm.
For you, I'm gonna say this is a -20.
A -20 on. How do I add this?
-20 fair check.
So roll your power.
willpower. Yeah. Allow me to. Was a -20 last time, and I still passed it. You think I'm afraid of you, Morten?
Not saying.
We'll see.
His other leg just
Wow.
Wow, dude.
Easy.
Callus is fucking jaded as fuck.
Fucking Emperor is with him.
You're like just
Yeah.
playing
Start fucking
inside.
playing with your own leg.
You're intensely playing. You feel the Emperor's presence next to you, like never before. In fact, this almost gives you pleasure. You feel that you've finally given something to the Inquisition, to the Emperor. He has taken something back for everything he has given to you. And you feel blessed. A wave of blessing flashes over you.
He looks at Victor and then at his leg and says, "It is but a flesh wound."
Oh no.
Love it.
Self-mutilation is a trait of Slanesh. Should I be worried?
I think we've just created a a sadist. No, masochist. Sorry.
Well, you seem to be alive. The Emperor must be with you.
Indeed, perhaps you will forgive me for my sins. Why are you wearing purple? Why are you wearing orange? Why are you multicolored? What sort of witchcraft is this?
As you say that, Mac, you've been going up the stairs on the side of this living room. The marble stairs echo as you walk up. You see a giant painting on the wall, and you enter a hallway brightly lit with burning
Who's
red
painting
glow.
up?
The painting seems to be a man wearing a mask. The mask has a long nose pointing down. It looks ominous, kind of secret society stuff. As you walk to the top of the stairs, look into the hallway. The very powerful lumen reflect through the hallway, and you slowly enter. Your footsteps echo, and there's nothing else, no other sounds. Searching the rooms one by one, you find beautiful, exquisite bedrooms, a dining room, and in the bedroom you find a cogitator. It's quite large.
I'm gonna try to hook up and see if I can get into.
Do a take use test. I'll give you a +10.
generous today, aren't we? 9 degrees, 10 degrees of the 6, 9 degrees.
You interface the fuck out of this cogitator. You sit down and it immediately connects you. You read the machine spirit like it was nothing. As you start to look through it, you can do a scrutiny test.
Flat scrutiny coming up.
If I don't mention the plus or minus, it's always flat.
It's nothing, sadly. It's
Okay, well you find like surface notes of looking through Weber's personal notes. You find that he, a couple of weeks ago, received a gift from an unknown stranger. Sorry, the deal began a few weeks ago. A few days ago he received this gift. He holds it in high regard.
Is there any mention of where he keeps
texts about the importance of it? He says he has given a blood vow, a promise to keep it quiet, and he gifts it to his master, the Oath Keeper.
Okay, very ominous. Does there any mention of where he keeps it, or where he dealt it, or where he left it?
Do a logic test. Plus 10. You're searching through any.
I'm re-rolling that.
And you sort of look in the backlog of his personal notes.
6 degrees of success.
A little later in the notes, it says he's fearing for his life. They must do something. They must protect him. There are transcripts of communications with someone off-world. You see a seal that he has stored. It reads Victor 05. It has identifying marks, and it's basically like a it looks like a brand almost.
And Victor 05, can I roll common lore underworld to see if I can link that to? For instance, would this be a topic discussed in the underworld primarily?
You can do a common lore Askellon sector -40.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no from me because I have no common lore Askellon sector.
Yeah, that's gonna be like a -10.
I'm the only one with Askellon sector is stripping balls right now.
You do know that there is something about this. It is in the same time frame.
Okay, and that's where I presume that he dead dropped his gift to his.
There is a definite connection. There is it has something to do with this brand. You don't know exactly what. What do you do?
I'm trying to see if he had any spending habits that are worth interesting looking in.
As you look
Like
around,
if he,
yes, as you look around you, search the place. You can do an awareness test. Honestly.
92 against the 26, so that's a no.
No. You think you've looked everywhere and searched everything, but you don't find anything of interest.
Okay, that's it from me then, I guess. Let's gonna head back down.
Alright, you see Mac kind of walking down the stairs and nonchalantly, and he seems like he has found something as he looks over to the rest of you.
Mattimo, how are you doing?
What in the Emperor's fucking name have you given and done to him?
He's high.
Wait, what? How the fuck does he get high? It's a fucking priest.
Ask Squall.
It's around the 80th floor.
Rather deal with it like this or screaming.
Why the fuck did you drug up Callus? He was actually one of the bastards that at least liked the most out of you.
I love you too.
Can we get him the fuck out of here before it bleeds all over the goddamn marble?
He's not bleeding anymore.
No, but I'm sure he's going to with either one of you standing over him.
No,
Such
no.
trust, Mac.
There is no trust, only faith in the Emperor. The other servants are stupid in his eyes.
Speak of faith in the Emperor, did you find the liquor cabinet?
Oh yes.
For me, yes. For you,
Look myself then. Pine walks up the stairs.
Nice. You enter the same hallway. Searching through the rooms, you can do an awareness test. Awareness time.
Yeah, I also want to see if there's anything psychic left in the area.
Is everyone making awareness tests, or?
I'm gonna guess the rest of you also look through the mats.
Awareness
If
is fine.
Oh Jesus. Okay, Perrin. With your new eyes, you found a fascination with looking at things. It's almost like a child having eyes for the first time. You're like, oh, your eyes shift back and forth. Oh, that's a shiny object. That's multicolored. And as your retina picks it up, your mind sort of interprets this, and your psychic mind gives it meaning beyond its appearance. As you look at the various objects, you start to search behind a bookshelf, and you can do hallucinations tests.
Oof,
Jesus Christ.
that's 7 degrees.
Behind one of the books that you pull down, there is a small vial. It is enclosed, and as you look at it, it has a strong presence of the warp about it.
Interesting. Just, do I have any clue what that is?
As you pick it up, it looks quite strange. You can do a trade chemist roll.
Nope. I can't.
The liquid is greenish blue. It's halfway translucent. It's viscous. As you try to turn it on its side, it slowly sleeps over, kind of like honey.
Oh. Put in my pocket as I find my way to the liquor cabinet before going down to the others.
Makes sense. You're still in the scene. It's still up to you guys. What do you do?
Callus would attempt to get up using his cane from his disguise. Somehow, attempting. Only with one leg. He feels ready for this.
You slowly stand up and you can do a athletics test, -10.
-10. Oof.
It's now that we get to see that 99 he's been owed.
Yes.
No.
-10, you say? Oh yeah,
You cannot do it. As Callus stands up, the cane slips. The bottom of it was covered in blood. Callus comically falls to the side with a large thud. Bum! Lands on the marble.
Oopsie daisy.
Victor will try to offer him a shoulder to support himself on.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it to his shoulder to cry on because.
No,
Nah.
he's saving that for Mac for the day that he has to come begging Victor for his help.
Callus,
I mean, you can keep waiting for that.
You need help right now to stand. Victor leans down with his very strong arms. He picks you up and holds across your torso under your arms. He's keeping you standing.
Do I see that cat on his shoulder?
Yes.
So, Victor, you have one of those ancient animals, a dragon, I believe it's called, with wings and fiery breaths. I have never seen such creature. I see.
I think we need to set you down over on this couch. You should probably sleep.
I was about to say, I see drifts into unconsciousness.
Did you roll a d10 yet and a d5?
What?
Did you roll a d10 and a d5 yet?
For,
Obscura.
Oh, shit.
A d5 is the enter your dream-like state, and d10 is when the effects.
Oh.
So technically you're sleeping, but
Nah, we don't need to ruin all the cool role playing that has just occurred by being ridiculous about that. It's fine. You're awake. You don't need to roll.
No.
You sit down on a sofa. The room is covered in smoke. The windows have kind of ventilated everything inside. There's just a sort of a layer of dust laying on the floor. The pool of blood, of course, and lines of blood to the sofa. Out of character, any last things you guys want to do in this place before you leave?
Look for contacts that we might use for trade or help later on.
Okay. So you want to access the cogitator?
I would ask my friends to help find such information since I am tech illiterate.
Oh, we just looting the bodies.
Anyone can do a tech use.
Could I recognize any contacts in my dreamlike state? Could I recognize any contacts from the Askellon sector, his position in the political power range?
The Weber, you mean?
Yeah, the Weber.
I've got 3 degrees of success. Where's that?
I rolled 7. Just the flex and squall.
You got an insane amount of degrees. Let's say Mike did it.
Yes.
Said Squall's is gonna be looting the other bodies, grabbing up the shotguns and all that.
Don't forget the
I'll be
grenade.
filling a good sack with liquor so we can stock up the car again.
Awesome. So did you roll tech use? Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did 7 degrees. Or 8.
The cogitator speaks to you, and you sort of search the crevices of the machine spirit. There is a record of Weber having communicated with someone off-world. It is you kind of interpret the signals that were used in the communication, and it is off-world, but it is somewhere above the world. It's somewhere orbiting Aventine. It's a station, a permanent station.
I'm sorry, I zoned out for a little bit. I was listening to you.
Everyone
what
else
you said.
remembers. Everyone else remembers. Doesn't matter. You kind of look through the rest of the place. Does anyone want to do any additional rolls?
No.
Cool.
I'm just looting the
I'm
bodies.
gonna look at the data pad.
Awesome.
And do we find the key on his bodies also? The relevant question here.
Okay. Finally. Yes.
I thought we were getting that when they were looting, but I guess that was forgotten.
Yeah. Probably.
I mean, I thought we had originally acquired it from that shrine thing. Never mind.
You look into his pocket and you find this shrine. As you open it, it looks like. So you can actually do a scrutiny test on this piece of parchment.
he had Mac had gotten a hold of it, or was it just the scroll was different? I might have misheard things.
Do a scrutiny test. Anyone who wants to.
Do I get
I'll give it a shot.
an advantage on
Let's give it a
my scrutiny in the fourth dimension?
4D underwater scrutiny.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, success by 1.
Sick. Yeah, there's no
Oof.
fair.
Success
Nah.
by 2.
There's no fair.
Success by 2. I see through the lies of the world.
Callus, somewhere in your mind you know the truth and you know what they're discovering, but you can't find the words to translate it.
Hey, you look at Callus, he smiles, shows his face up and down and says, yeah.
Is that a goldfish you're trying to look like?
Poor Callus. Callus, you know. You're pretty sure.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Exactly as I thought.
Yes, it's precisely what you thought it was. And Perrin, you see that this is not the original key, from comparing it with the key that you already have, but it is notes from a key. The notes mention the marginalia on the Apocrypha Askellon, a theory of a forbidden world, that the sector lords are hiding it, and he believes the Inquisition are in on it. He kind of underlines several things. He has tried to sketch out a geometrical shape that he has seen on the original key, but it's kind of a poor imitation.
Are there any notes about where the notes were taken?
Not on the key or the shrine, unfortunately.
Very well.
The
But
shrine,
they are
though-
being shared, as is the little vial found earlier.
Say that again?
The little vial from earlier, the one with a warp presence. I guess I would give it to one of the techies, since they are the most likely to know shit.
Who?
Let's go for Squall. Squall, do you recognize this?
I'm sorry, I was reading something real fast. What is it?
You get a small vial handed to you.
Yeah. I'll take a look at it.
It has warp presence. Do tell me if you found out what it is.
Anyone can do a trade chemist check.
Let's check.
No one?
E.
Alright. Well, it's still up to you.
Um,
I'm leaving the decision in your hands.
roll.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna,
I
I'm not
guess-
gonna drive things forward. It's up to you. What do you do?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because like I don't know how to do it. You have to have that skill in order to do the test, don't you?
No,
Or
chemist.
roll it with disadvantage. I rolled 2d3s.
you just get a -20 if you.
Callus, give it
Okay,
to
so
Yeah, I got.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you
So
can roll it
there is-
empty like that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna-
Now that I
know.
think on it a bit more, it seems I know what this is.
it's 20. You said?
Oh no, Squall. You think it's like grape juice? That's probably
Yeah.
delicious.
Callus looks at you, not the rape juice. Not the rape juice roll. Very similar, but not.
It's Nurgle juice.
Perrin, you get a moment of clarity as you look at it. This seems to be some kind of gene information. You assume it's highly heretical.
Would Callus know if that's heresy? With a forbidden lord check?
Yeah, so this is a liquid meant to maintain the genetic information within. Some unknown genetic code is in this viscous liquid.
I'll rapidly hide it away.
Yes. What do you do, guys?
Read out here.
What I find on the other bodies.
The bodies. Excellent, excellent. So, let's see. You search the bodies.
Scavenger. I'm getting everything.
So,
Monofilament underwear. Yeah.
The bodies are interesting. They're a gang of kind of, everyone's dressed different, everyone looks different. Wearing leather outfits. Very quickly look at their sheets. Okay. So you find a data slates.
Is it over the victor already?
You find a combi tool. I'm not going to repeat this, by the way. You find a combi tool. You find 1 dose of sacred unguents.
That's mine.
You find a
Sacred what? You get
find
it.
a
Whatever. You know what it is.
portable box.
A portable box. Okay.
You find medals. And strangely, you find oath cogs around their necks. The oath cogs are covered under their shirts.
Of cogs on a garden world.
Indeed.
Interesting.
They have no place on this world, as some of you know. Maybe Perrin, you tell the rest of the party about oath cogs.
One of the techies, maybe?
Yeah.
We'll just hold up an oath cog and be like, does anyone know what this is?
Would I know, just innately know what it is?
You
would
should.
immediately know, yes.
They are markers of factions on the Forge Worlds.
High worlds.
High Worlds, right.
How many of those do I get, by the way?
Every single one of them is wearing one. They're quite small, and you can do a tech use to try to interpret the cogs.
Alright, yeah. I'll try. Tech use.
I guess some of the workers shipped here might have
4 degrees of
targeted
success.
action.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
You interpret the various. It looks like the inside of a clock. Little cogs turning, little ticking things. Everything is mechanical, and it forms a beautiful tapestry of various duties and place in society that this person has. You know that the nobles on a high world would usually have this. And you can do a scholastic lore heraldry test.
Yeah. So I just take a negative 20 for not having that skill.
Anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
5 out of 10.
Intelligence sucks.
Matt, the absolute unit, managed to squeeze out a 5 with a target of 10.
I mean, I even did that one wrong, which is funny. I have.
That part is.
I would have rolled against 30, so that's.
Mac, your experience fighting various dirtbags and looking at their belongings. You've seen this before. This is a seal from the Remilius class station orbiting Aventine. The Remilius class station is a part of the Imperium. It's kind of an intermediary. It has close connections with Hive de Soleil. And these oath cogs stem from that station.
That is quite interesting thing you got there.
Our identifiers. Much like dog tags.
Yeah, sorta. They reveal which station they're from. That one's from Armilius. It's orbiting around Aventine. Though how the hell they got here is out of my understanding. They're pretty much connected with Hive Desolate, you know. Big Hive City, everybody heard about it. Fucking fancy asses.
And I have 7 here.
They're all part of a hit squad, it seems. I think it's private organized. This is part of Forge World stuff.
But
It's not
this,
real.
everybody takes one. You never know when you need to put on a.
It could have come in handy.
Indeed.
Is there any technical connection that you can link up to see if it can read off data from it?
It's more like interpreting the clockwork and the mechanical parts. Everything is mechanical on it. And from what you can see, you can do a Forbidden Lore Heresy roll. I'm gonna give you a plus. No, actually a plus 0.
Archaeotech would valid as well, or really only Heresy?
Forbidden Lore Heresy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Nah.
Shit, I forgot to do my negative 20. So, yeah, no.
Forbidden Lore Heresy, you said.
Yes.
Get
I
over
have
here, lad,
Archaeotech, I do not
apologize.
have Heresy.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, hell no.
Squall.
I will attempt to make one, though.
Squall. You actually
What's
beat
the
it
modifier,
because-
though?
What did I say? Plus 0?
That's plus 0? Okay. Hey, you got it.
Yo.
Oh wow. Did someone manage it?
Both
I
Squall and
got
Vic.
3 degrees.
Nice. Victor, you would probably
Victor.
pipe up first, knowing exactly what this is. Looking at the oath cogs, there is some binary encoded information there. They belong to a group on the Remilius class station who call themselves the Mighty Hammer. Mighty Hammers. They appear to be hive nobles. And what they do is they shake down visitors, kind of weak-willed tradespeople on the Remilius class station. They're the most powerful gang on that station. They mainly operate in the warehouses. They gather information, do blackmail, and their leader is Maximilian Mankowitz. I'll write it in the chat.
Metals were on their bodies too? Like, just loose iron, or like, you know, accommodations?
Yes.
Medals,
Metal.
not metal. Any grenades on them too, or
Flashy.
I was gonna say I would be taking their weapons too.
Let me look over this character sheet again. You find one.
It was like
frag.
what, 3 shotguns,
Yes.
one frag?
1 frag. Nah, Mac, I
A couple
got you
of
after this.
knives, but it's like none of you use that. So.
And no smoke grenade?
No.
What's that?
Yes. Bloody mess on the ground. Dust hanging there. What do you want to do?
Kellos looks around saying, you know what I like the best in my life? Locomotion. But Victor, you know a guy who knows a guy who gets locomotion, yes? As he says, struggling to make coherent words.
Perrin looks down on Callus and look a bit quizzical. Are you trying to say that you want to go?
I want to go with 2 appendages. Yes. 2 of them. I only got 1, but I like 2.
I mean, you got 3. I wouldn't call your head an appendage, but you know.
Sometimes it acts like one.
High scores for that one.
Yes. For Cal.
Man, I'm getting roasted. Fuck. Roll on the fire damage, man.
What do you do, guys?
We get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
No need standing around now that we've had a gunfight here and a big standoff.
A body has been thrown out the window, so authorities might be alerted to it.
Yeah.
I like to think y'all just cross Seraph on his way up. Just to, oh, we're leaving now. He's like,
No, we're taking the elevator. You're still on your way via the stairs.
On the way out, I would like to just anyone that seems to be observing us. I would like to do a wipe.
Excellent.
Just keep as much subtlety as possible.
I mean, I can do
I'll roll a bunch of hundreds as usual.
I was gonna say I could use cover up real.
I already used
That's
it.
2 doubles, so let's roll 2 more
That's a shame.
D100s.
But you can use it next time.
Got it.
By the way, who was it? Squall, thanks for the trip, man. Appreciate it.
That's why he carries it around.
Just in case.
Okay, so everyone forgot something trivial. Also, you have a sense of dark foreboding. Something bad's about to happen.
Oof.
Oh. How bad?
Oh, you don't know. You just got a bad feeling.
Oh, even in my 3D underwater interdimensional state?
Yeah.
I'm in the warp. No, I am the warp right now.
He's on a whole nother planet at the moment.
Oh, by the way, Perrin, could you do one of them party tricks that you usually do? Come on, for me. Do the flame thingy.
Oh yeah, I have the perfect trick for you. You can roll on a post willpower.
Okay.
As Perrin says, shut up.
Last time somebody tried the willpower test got real bad. Oh. Oh yeah, she totally shuts the fuck up. You just see Kala satisfied still clapping.
So, gentlemen, what happened to that gentleman there? Exactly went down up top.
Callus points as his missing leg, gives an okay sign.
Sev doesn't know what to say to that. It's just like, yeah, I see.
Everyone gets to roll a fucking willpower because of psychic phenomena. I got.
Oh god.
Yeah,
It's
I looked like a demon for a moment there. I
Okay.
get my 7th corruption point.
Yikes.
Wait.
Yeah,
Opposing
I'm
willpower? Oh god.
Oh fuck, what
Fuck!
I would like to say that I walk in the back of the party, so we're running.
I got a theoretical success. Look at that. Look at that. That's a theoretical success. House rule. Come on, guys. House rule.
All I can tell you is that that result is pretty nice. But, it's not a success.
Alright. If you reach
Yeah?
10 corruption, you're gonna get your head blasted off, just so you know.
Oh my.
But what did we get as a finale?
Oh yeah, I start looking like a demon for a moment, and for 1 round, I get the fear 1 rating. So
Fear 1?
just trying to
I'm not
find.
affected.
Yeah, just fair 1. So yeah, it's
I'm
page
jaded.
287. Ah, if you jaded, yeah.
He just looks at you, doesn't give a shit.
I'm from a death world. Give up on it.
Callus still thinks he's a party trick, although, yeah. Party trick, awesome.
As we are walking out, Squall's just gonna walk up to Mac and press the frag grenade into his chest. Yours.
It's like
Did
a
you pull a
smoke.
pin?
Nice.
An
Ain't your
important
shit.
question.
Perfectly
Coward.
reasonable.
Legit didn't hear shit.
Hey, Ash, did you pull the pin?
Oh, why? You're the only
Alright.
one that keeps cutting out on me, Mac.
You little fuckers. Mason.
I take it we get out to the vehicle.
Mason, are you ready to kick into action?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Nice. Heretic, are you here?
Yes,
Sick. We are ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always ready to go.
Awesome. As you walk down to the lobby, you all take the elevator down. The servitor inside is repurposed. You just hear binary sounds coming from it. It no longer tries to greet you or speak with you. And as you come down to the lobby, you see dark reflective tiles. It smells of incense and cat urine. There are mirrors cut in strange patterns on the walls and notes stuck on parts of the wall. At the end of it is a large wooden door. It's half open. A nobleman sort of stops and gasps as you leave the elevator. And holding on to the railing of the stairs, he leans back in terror as you march past him. Covered in
And forgets
blood.
what happened.
Okay. Covered in smut and blood and dirt and, you know, just looking nasty. All of you walk out. As you leave, he turns around. What is the meaning of this? Perrin, you turn around and you can roll.
Oh, I rolled a bunch of hundreds for you for psychic phenomena. I didn't see
excellent.
you write break for 10 minutes.
Excellent,
I've also
excellent.
grabbed a sweet little corruption point and scared the others.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, so, of course, the guy instantly, as you do that, you snap your fingers, and he goes, "Oh, pleasure to meet you." And he turns around and walks up the stairs. Well done. As you reach the outside, there's a dim yellow light hanging over the palace city. You look up, and next to the Gothic spires, you can see ancient bird-like creatures fly across the city. Many of you haven't seen this on any other world, and it's quite beautiful. Your eyes take a little moment to adjust to the light. As you look up, every building is obfuscated by this cloud of dust and sand hanging in the air. It almost looks like pollution, but most of it is sand. The sun kind of reflects through the sand, creating rays of light that hits the buildings and throws stark shadows across the elevated bridges of the city. As you look up on some hills in the distance, you can see farms way off in the distance. Beneath you, you see a maze of concrete and metal. Manufacturing workers scurrying off with their heads down. And the level that you're currently on, you may see the occasional limo pass by you, some nobles and yeomen walking the streets. Across from the bridge is a black vehicle. How does your vehicle look currently?
Still the same as ever. It's a wheeled vehicle. It looks really thinly armored. Looks slow, but it has tinted windows. Big van.
How many wheels? Or is it tracked?
It is wheeled and it has
30 wheels. They're just really small.
6.
Gotcha.
it has 12 wheels.
Nice. And so it looks kind of like a tracked vehicle almost.
Give or take.
As you walk up to it, Mason and Heretic, you might want to change your Discord name to be the same as the others. So your character name and then parentheses your Discord name.
It means in roll 20.
Oh, did I not already do that?
Okay, prepare for my Roll20 name to become 70% longer.
Keep it to the first name. Try to shorten it as much as you can.
You sure you don't want it to be that?
No. You're filling up
Sure
my
you don't
entire
want it to
screen,
be
buddy.
that? No, it's
This is
fine.
filling up my
I'll
screen.
Yeah, I can shorten mine as well. I'll be hopping off then.
Thank you, Aruna. Great to have you. See you next week.
Great to be here. So yeah, Perrin grabs a dirty robe from the back of the vehicle and scurries off.
Awesome.
Bye, Perrin.
He waves as he walks to the back of the van. It's very long, almost like a limo van. The door opens, and Mason, you step out. Can you describe your character for us?
Well, as before, he's obviously a guardsman-looking fellow.
Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah,
I think we described your character even though you weren't in the scene previously.
Yeah,
So that's fine.
we all got described earlier.
Where's your character sheet? There you are. Lord Castus. What do you do?
Lord
What
Castus.
What do you look like?
So your boy Lord Castus, or should I say Lord Castus Constantine Ishmael Cortez Cromwell III. He is a pretty old-looking guy. You would assume he's somewhere in his mid-50s. He's pretty fat, like not huge, but he's definitely overweight. He's pretty stocky looking. He's like 5'7", and he's wearing just this immaculately well-preserved brocade coat. It's golden black, and he has white gloves on. His skin is very pasty and kind of crackled in places. Those of you with any modicum of intelligence would know that this is a side effect of the rejuvenant treatments that some people undertake.
Nice.
His hair is immaculately shiny and it glistens in the sunlight. He has white hair, and he has kind of a bit of a shitty goatee that he just has grown and just it's highly likely he's not even aware that he's been growing a goatee, just because of how old he is. And you notice on his head, or not on his head, somewhere towards the bottom part of his neck, he's got this weird sort of decorative electu, or the top of an electu that he's got. And if there's anyone standing near me, I am stood uncomfortably far away from them. There's almost like a 10-foot radius around Constantine where there's just no one there. And if someone ever comes into that space whilst the party's approaching him, like, he makes an effort to keep people at a distance from himself. As for like noticeable gear that he's got, you can see he's got a very obvious like microbead implant in his left ear. He's wearing a flat coat underneath his brocade coat that definitely makes him look a bit bulkier than he actually is. And you can see a hand cannon holstered on his belt, and He might be holding his shock whip in his hand with it outstretched as if he's ready to whip the shit out of someone if they get too close to him. He's looking around like he's a bit annoyed that he's been stood here for however long he's been stood here for. It could literally have been like 2 minutes or like 30 seconds. He's just instantly annoyed that there's no one here to like grovel in front of him. Like, he already looked pissed off at you.
Never Mac.
Wow. That has to be the
What did
best
you just-
character description I have ever heard. You get
Oh, thank you.
3 inspiration points, but you can only have 1.
I can only have one. But yeah,
Massive collection.
I'm just stood there, checking a chrono I don't have, and just getting madder every few minutes that passes. My frown gets a bit deeper, my eyes get a bit more sullen and shadowed as I'm just endlessly waiting.
This new member of the warband looks very reminiscent of some of the nobles you might see on Aventine. Even the attitude he has. All of you immediately identify this as someone who has probably been on this planet a little too long.
Would I recognize him from stories since I am a peer with the noblery
Would he?
on this planet?
You know who else is a peer of the nobility?
Hmm.
Me.
Oh, so we know each other.
We might know each other. We might have passed by and just been like, "Oh, hey, I
Uh,
remember you."
So you see a member of the ecclesiarchy. You might remember him on the shoulders of a tech priest. He looks at you with blood on his face and says, "My Lord Castus Constantine Ishmael Cortes Cromwell III, is that you?"
I look up from my pretend chrono at you, Callus, and I just sort of say,
By the Emperor, is that you, Callus? How long has it been, my good man?
I'm doing this because I'm still pretty hard.
Callus, it must have been, what, 2 months? God, you look terrible. Come. Let me fetch my personal Medicaid for you. Let us get you healed up.
Come, my darling, come. Approach me. I give you permission.
You see Callus bouncing from the tech priest, hiding you, while struggling to stay upright on his one leg as he dandles
Does
from
he
your neck.
manage to reach you to actually hug you?
let me roll for athletics. Acrobatics or athletics.
What are you gonna
Does he
do?
just fall in front of me?
Yeah. That would be appropriate.
I like stand in front of you as you're on the floor, and I just hold a hand out as if I want you to kiss my hand.
Callus. You fall down on one knee and then to your side, and you brace yourself with your elbow, laying at Lord Custus's feet.
As you stretch your hand, it's way too far to Callus as he just kisses your boot. It inches closer.
Like, Cassius is just loving this. There's a shit-eating grin on his face. He's like, yes, you're groveling to me. This is like
Mac is going to throw up right there on us.
He looks up and says to you, "You've grown fat."
The
Yes.
dead look in Squall's eyes changes to disgust.
I have grown fat from power.
Such a threat to the men in our position, is it not?
Indeed. I had my personal trainer shot for telling me I needed to exercise more.
The fool.
The imbecile decided to try and threaten me by saying I needed to pay more to attend more gymnastic sessions. I put a bullet between his eyes and I said, "Not today." And not ever.
Well, you cannot fool the peasantry to try to squeeze a few more crowns from us.
How dare Lester speak to me like I am some commoner? Disgusting.
Yes.
Speaking of commoners, who are these people that are staring at me?
Still from the ground, with his face on your boat, he
Amazing,
points
dude.
behind you and says, "Big tech priest, Vich, New acquisition. The Squall guy, very sneaky fellow. Mac, one of my favorites. He's very pissed. You might like him.
I sure as hell won't like you, though.
You don't need to like me, you just need to serve me, boy.
Well, that's the issue. If you're not the Imperial Guard or Inquisitor or Caster type, fat fucking chance.
Well, I happen to be a member of the Imperial Navy.
Wow, big shocker. See if I care.
And I crack my whip, and I go, "Are you speaking down to an officer of the Imperial Navy?
Different
Do you have any idea who I am? I am Lord Castus Constantine Ishmael Cortez Cromwell the Bloody Third. And you will show me the respect and dignity you would anyone else, trooper."
If you ever pipe up to me like that again, I'll put a bull run between your fucking thick eye and leave your rejuvenation treatment spill
The
out all
joke's on you. I serve a master who would see me dead anyway.
Yes, so I'll be pleasing two people, myself and him. Jesus Christ.
Your conversation and borderline insubordination and minor heresy of using this Jesus Christ you speak of is intolerable to the Emperor.
See, I told you guys will like each other.
Yes,
Do not refer to our immaculate Emperor as Jesus Christ. You refer to him as our Emperor.
I see you're part of the Kriegsman Regiment as well, huh?
I would not deign to be from such a disturbing group.
Gentlemen and my lord, I believe it would be pertinent, if you do not mind me saying so, to cease these hostilities, since we are in the open.
Quite
Yes.
right. I would not want to cause a scene.
Wall just looks at Mac. Don't worry. It wouldn't be the first time I've slipped the Navy's throat.
Can you do me a
Anytime later,
favor,
he gets
Skull?
too cocky.
Please do me a favor. Here you have this grenade back. Pull the pin and put it in his pocket.
From one man of the guard to another. I understand your pain, but now is not the time.
Just
Do
be
you have
gone.
somewhere we may speak in private? I wish to be brought up to date with what you've uncovered so far.
Yes, of course, my Lord Highliness. Let us settle for for our vessel and be off and go off to the most secluded of places, the Underhive or the Underbar City.
Excellent. Wow.
Disgusting.
Wow. Mason, awesome roleplaying. Also,
Thank you, Count.
Lord Castus Constantinus. You also did. That was
Lord Castus Constantine Cromwell, I fucking forgot my name.
You get another inspiration point, and you're probably gonna get a whole shit ton. That was incredible. Love the character. You'll get in the vehicle. Again, this is an open world campaign. You can go anywhere and do anything you want. You're currently here. What do you do?
We're going to the Undercity. We're gonna go find a nice sleazy bar just to make it so uncomfortable for Castus. As an Imperial officer, he is probably dying to higher society. He's going to drink with the dredges.
Could we actually...
Okay, let's do a little debate in
I
the car
need to
then, in
get-
character. So yeah, go.
In character.
I don't care where we go, but I need to stop to get a new microbead and preferably some new rounds.
Fantastic. The guardsman wants more bullets.
You hear
wanna
you have
see
the Imperial
my
Navy
guard,
officer bitching about logistics.
Just
Oh,
know
please.
this.
I do not
Squid.
care for petty logistics.
No, you only care about your logistical feeding needs, which is quite obvious.
Squall's gonna look at you, who I don't even fuck it. Cassie or Lord, whatever, Lord C. I'm calling you Lord C. I'm not gonna be able to remember your shit.
Cassie,
I'm not gonna.
Cassie.
Did you just call me Lord C? May I remind you, my name is Lord Castus Constantine Ishmael Cortez Cromwell III. And you will do well to remember it.
You're a
Do you
third
have
in
any
rank.
grapes?
Know this.
Oh, God.
You ever make the mistake of confusing me with a guardsman, you'll find yourself in a dark night.
What are you, Batman? Can we please get going somewhere that has a bit more alcohol?
Okay,
I'm going to
Just so you
continue
know,
speaking to
Wall
this
is an
man.
assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah, me, the player, knows you're an assassin.
Wall is an assassin.
I know you're an
Yeah, I'm
assassin.
just that.
Constantine
just one thing I
can't
didn't tell you
tell
earlier.
the difference.
Yeah,
He sees all of
I
you
know.
as guardsmen.
Yeah,
Anyone
but I
who's
just wanted that
armored and
way. If I
carrying a
say shit like
gun.
that, you get what I'm getting at.
Victor
Yeah,
is
I
gonna
know.
pipe up.
I just want to.
No, it's all good. I'm loving it. I'm loving the
Keep
animosity.
insisting on requiring us to use your full name, I will legally change yours to something more suitable.
You have no authority over me, boy.
Boy.
Nor do you have
If-
authority over this group that is run by the Inquisition.
I'm very much aware.
I doubt it, but see, we'll see what happens.
I'll have you know, I have an awareness score of 43.
Is that character out of character?
That's out of character, yeah.
Okay.
For
No, it just
For the
is. I'm
sake
very much
of-
aware of this.
For the sake of Beverly.
for the sake of brevity and cohesion, would it be alright with you, my lord, to just refer to you as Lord Kestis?
Wait, wasn't your name Ishmael?
Just glare at you, and I say, those who are worthy may use my informal title.
Okay, whatever. Whatever, prude boy.
See, it is.
Ishmael.
You honor me by using my family name.
Well, it sounds fucking stupid.
Hey. I need
So.
a new microbead. Does
You'll
anybody else need anything?
Yes, can I get a new leg, please?
I
As
don't
in-
know.
Boy,
see
you are
your leg
fabulously
back.
free. You are setting a new presidency for fashion on this world by only having one leg.
Oh, why, thank you. However, I find it quite uncomfortable lately.
He's
Don't-
still.
don't worry,
is he still
Alice.
high?
Don't worry.
Yeah, I presume
I
I'm
think he's
still
still high.
Alright, so Squall's gonna act like he's rummaging around in the back, and then sneak over, grab his old leg, and then hand it to him. Here you go, a new leg.
I presume it's the same leg we rolled for.
No, this is your flesh leg. This is the leg that he's capped.
This is your
Oh.
fleshy leg.
Oh
I'm
my
literally
God.
just fucking with your high state right now. No, to make it look like I'm handing you a new leg, or hoping that I can trick you into thinking you're having a new leg.
Thank you. You're so kind, my good sir. Now, Lord Ishmael, would you assist me as in mounting this new iron leg? Ooh, it's quite squishy too.
Do I look like a bloody doctor to you?
Oh, but a man with such a portfolio of skills such as yourself would surely be capable of such a small feat.
Of course, my boy. You are speaking nothing but truth, which is why I'm going to allow, and I look at the rest of the party and just sort of point at someone at random, I will allow this individual to do it. And I point at Mason.
As I pull up my chain
I
sword.
point at Mason and just go, you, yes! Attach his leg. I command it.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news in this instance, but that is not a mountable leg, and nor do I have the necessary psychic ability to mold flesh.
You're a psychic?
Yes.
When the bloody hell were you going to tell me? We've been sharing the car. By the throat, somebody called the Askellon. I mean,
Yeah.
how the psychic? I feel disgusting. I feel dirty.
Well,
You have violated my physical being by existing near me, Psyker. Ah.
I pull a handkerchief out of my pocket and start dabbing my forehead, just like, by the friend.
I had presumed you were previously informed of this.
I don't know. People usually read these things to me. I don't read my information.
I don't wipe my own ass either, that's what he says.
See, he understands. Wait, you're mocking me, aren't you?
No, I wouldn't
You're
dare.
a clever one, you are.
I wouldn't dare mock an Imperial Navy officer, sir. I'm too focused with driving. Sorry.
I'm gonna look at Mac. Congratulations. And here I thought you'd be the one I'd have most issues with in this war band. You're probably gonna get along with the most, thanks to him.
Oh no.
You're welcome. See, I'm already doing my job, bringing the group together.
So we plot how to throw him off a ridge.
This is a glorious day in the Emperor's name. I have brought the warband together. May my name forever be spoken in the history books.
And then Squall's is gonna go as far away from him as he can in the ride.
Do we have a roll
Huzzah!
Sheriff is. Sheriff looks.
Answer me, Callus. Pray I walk on, for I am
please.
your savior.
Hallelujah!
Callus is laying there with one leg, dude. You're shouting at him.
By the throne, I will heal the sick. Ah! No,
You see,
I
Callus-
lay hands on Callus, thinking I'm some kind of messiah, and it doesn't work. I'm not a psycho, so I just go, here's my God-given gifts are not functioning today. We'll have to go without a leg. I'm sorry.
It happens to the best of us.
Seraph looks very, very displeased, almost with himself, because this is incredibly reminiscent of what he used to do anyway. He feels like he's failing to keep cohesion.
Max feeling like he's failing anyway because he's stuck with you guys. He's stuck with an officer.
Do you look visibly upset, Sarah?
Not upset with you. He's just kind of like, this is the kind of upset that you see when someone like feels as though they failed at a job, like an administrative agent who forgot how to write. I get.
Forgot how to write one.
Forgot how to write.
That was the first thing that came to mind.
I get it.
I don't have any alcohol or cigarettes I can give you at this time, so I just sort of look at you and give you a look of like, get over it. I just turn to you and look at you like, yeah, you should get some mental help. And then I turn back to Callus and I'm like, should we find you a doctor, or are you capable of carrying on?
Guys, do I need a doctor? Second opinion. Not that I'm judging your wiseness.
I have a second opinion over here. You're looking fine. You're bringing new fashion into it. I already see people walking outside without a second leg. They're humping around. They look happy.
He's agreeing with my previous statement. You look fabulous, darling.
Yes. I think you should keep it like this for a while. Meanwhile, we're gonna go drink.
Stop being mean to Callus.
I agree.
Yes.
Did you know Mac is an engineer? He knows stuffs like this.
Sarah just pipes. He says, "Well, certainly, I can agree with the fashion statement. Unfortunately, in regards to efficiency, this will overall damage your performance in the Inquisition. So, it would be preferable to acquire you a new leg."
It would be preferable to acquire you.
That would be
God damn
bad.
it, why are you?
It would reflect poorly on our Lord here. Isn't it right, Lord Castus Constantine Ishmael Tortes Cromwell III?
You have a point. It would be awfully suspicious for one of my own entourage to be wounded in such a way. You would dishonor my reputation as a noble by being in such a sorry state.
Then we shall
Fix
move
yourself
on to
immediately.
the black market.
A black market? We don't need to go to a black market. We have guardsmen. One of them will sever their own leg and give it to you.
Oh,
They're
please.
expendable anyway. One of you guardsmen, as your lord and savior, I hereby command one of you to remove your leg and attach it to this young man.
Yes, surely, Lord.
Oh, please, Ishmael.
Excellent. Pull over at the nearest Medicaid center and we can have this done. I will pay for
Yes,
the whole
Lord,
operation.
of course. And Mac just keeps on driving, not pulling over. He doesn't seem like he's gonna pull.
Do not speak over me when I'm talking, boy.
Fear
I'm
not,
only
Lord Ishmael.
birds.
Do you know Lord Marcus? He's got a fashionably chopper lead yesterday. Where do you think he got it? I'll tell you where for the black market. How do I know this? He's the lady who he pampers with late at night, you know, on the 7th Avenue. She speaks louder than the vagrancy out here.
That's amazing.
You saying he sleeps with a prostitute?
Aren't they all?
I mean,
I've
had
you're
worse.
supposed to be monogamous in a relationship in
Oh,
Imperial
please.
Wars, so I'm sure.
Explain to me this word, monogamy.
Exactly.
I'll put it in terms which a guardsman can only do with such a philosophical meaning, sir. If you, it means you basically only fuck one hole.
That sounds incredibly boring.
Yes, this is why the guardsmen are oftenly bored, and we gamble and we drink, and we usually fight.
Surely you've heard the term "any hole is a goal."
Surely you heard of the bolter ring coming off behind you for being such heretical thought.
Now do not banter. He
Now,
shares
now.
words of wisdom with you, Mac.
Now, if you were to fire a bolt round through my head, you would simply create a new hole for you to penetrate. Now, where are we going? We've been driving for so long, it feels like I'm going to expire any minute. And I pull one of those, like, Asian fans out and start fanning them.
You guys all get inspiration.
I'm getting hot for no reason.
You guys are amazing. That was incredible. Where are we going?
Yeah, we to the black market, sad.
That was what we were discussing. Alright. Well, Mac is going to kind of ignore you, just low stick in his mouth, driving through the sandstorm. The front of the vehicle kind of lit up by the dim sun that is setting as you pass limos and some important people. You see one noble being carried on almost like a throne through the streets. There's some kind of parade going on. You pass them and easily drive down to where you've been many times before.
Do we go to Black Market to get
We
a
don't need
lead?
to roleplay this. Anyone who want to do a requisition test can do so.
I got the lead from last week's requisition test.
The average
From
quality.
Victor.
Like,
Yeah, average quality.
You can say, how do I just roll influence, right?
That's correct.
Regarding my HP, what HP am I left at?
Anyone did a Medicaid test? Did anyone do a Medicaid test?
Yeah, they all failed.
Okay. You are left with you would be at minus.
I'm at -10.
When you wake up.
I've got a degree of success for
Well, you've stabilized. They took their
requisitions
time
trying to
kind of
get him.
cauterizing your wound and healing you up. Let's say you're at 0 wounds.
7 wounds.
Zero.
Oh, zero. Would the Black Market offer any medical services?
No, but you can get a medical kit.
No, I have one. I would like to requisition a long glass.
A long last.
So I'm gonna roll fellowship for that.
Hold on, Tavi. Why are you requisitioning a long last?
Because I need a weapon that does not burn an entire room.
Why are you not getting an automatic weapon? Because your ballistic skill.
Oh, what?
Your ballistic skill, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, but the long glass gives me a +10 to aiming.
if you aim, yes.
Yeah.
Still is aim.
Okay, fair enough. In character. So you fail that, doesn't matter anyway. You stand there surprising with these bandits, these heretics. Anyone else want to get anything?
But yeah, that's...
I'm gonna get a couple of smoke grenades.
Go for it. Everyone just roll what you need to do. From there
Filled
on,
up.
you get back in the vehicle.
Would I be able to requisition power armor?
Yes.
Cool.
Light power armor.
Do I need to do just one roll or multiple rolls for multiple things?
However many sessions you've missed without doing Inquisition.
I'm just gonna roll for a normal las weapon now. This is my last requisition test. I take it this session also counts for an extra requisition, right?
Yeah, so those of you who are new, every session you get a requisition test. You can save them up and use them all whenever you come to a place where you can requisition or buy stuff. In this instance, you're at a black market, means your subtlety goes down as you purchase shit.
If you use commerce, right? Or
commerce lowers our subtlety.
It goes on anyway, but it goes on faster if you use commerce. Say what comes?
Requisition lowers our subtlety. It's already pretty low. I wouldn't advise.
Right, unless you requisition from the Inquisition.
Yeah, but we cannot commerce with the Inquisition. If I remember correctly, right?
Right now, you're not anywhere near them. No.
I'm never gonna get this fucking shield!
Jesus.
What are you trying to get?
Nice, I get a las weapon. Normal las weapon.
What are you trying to get?
How much ammo did I get with my first degree of success?
Let's see. How many do this?
It's usually 2 clips per degree of success.
That is... Well, 2 clips per degree of success. No.
That's how I've read it, but...
I don't think that's right.
It might be the other way around.
It's 2 clips if you get it, and then 1 clip for every subsequent degree of success. Or magazines, as the fancy people like to say.
So, you all finish up there, kind of standing on this bridge.
I got one more.
Warehouse
I'm just trying to get a
open,
Weber pistol.
This guy just carrying out boxes, handing it to you. He seems protected by the guards. They are ignoring what's going on. This seems to be just a part of the commerce here. And you assume that if someone off-world was to discover this particular place, the yeomanry would just pretend like they didn't know about it, blast it and blow it to smithereens. This is definitely a heresy, but it's going on in the open.
You're not getting this shit, man. Anyway, on our way out, do I still see the persons who aimed an autocannon at me as I try to intimidate the faceless trader into giving us an autocannon?
I didn't catch all that. What?
Remember when I bought an autocannon?
Mm-hmm.
I pointed my hand flamer to the trader's crotch to give me a discount. There was a guard pointing some sort of weapon at me from from a railing up top. I want to wave at him.
Right, it was not an autocannon.
Oh.
Yeah, he's definitely still there. And as you wave, he makes a point of pulling the curtain aside and waving back.
He's my friend.
Friend of yours, Callus.
Sure.
But of course.
You come up to the van and get in. Where do you want to go?
Yeah, that's
somewhere with alcohol.
I'm gonna try to roll for an auto gun as well.
Do the drugs start to wear off on me?
Up to you.
Yeah, I think they're starting to wear off. As the drugs wear off, Callus remembers the...
You go into a depression.
Yeah, I realized that I just kissed the feet of the most intolerable person, and he fucking hates himself. You would just see him as he goes wide-eyed, and then his hands going onto his face and says, "Oh shit!"
You begin to remember that when we did meet, I tossed a glass of alcohol in your face because you were being annoying to me.
Yeah,
You're like, I just kissed that guy's foot. What the fuck?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You'd see
Is it
Callus.
like? Is it
Hmm.
visible on your face? Can I see you beginning to remember?
Yeah, you can see from he starts asking questions, then he realizes, then clinical depression starts to set in.
To add to your depression,
Yeah.
Castus just goes, "Ah, I see you're beginning to remember our encounter more forwardly. I have a receipt for the alcohol you made me waste when I threw that drink in your face." And I pull a bit of parchment from my coat pocket and I hand it to you. And it's a thing saying you owe me 200 thrown guilt for damages.
But of course I wouldn't have it any other way, Lord Castus, as you see him with a shit-eating grin on his face.
If you actually read it as well, it says something like, "For making me waste my alcohol on you, you owe me like 100, and then you owe me another 100 for coming close to me without my permission."
Could I possibly bite my lip so hard as to start bleeding? As to try not to burst out in fucking screaming at this person. You see the hesitation, the sheer fucking will necessary for him not to burst out screaming.
Just lean in. You can pay by check if it helps you. I just fold my. Can I just produce grapes from somewhere and start eating them like a Roman? Just like lean back and just dip them into my mouth and take one with my teeth.
Yeah, you would have a little handkerchief in your breast pocket that you pull out, and it has like 3 grapes, each individually wrapped.
And I just sit there and I eat them individually, just like staring at. I'm side-eyeing you as well. I'm giving you a look of like, yeah, that's right. Yup.
Seraph wonders what kind of group he got into.
Where
Going to the undercity. We're gonna go to a bar nearby.
Yep. Okay. As you drive on these elevated bridges, Mac, you could do a navigate surface test.
Oh, of course I can.
Yes. We can give you a +10 on that since you've been there for so long.
I don't need it. I have already rolled 11 against the 5th.
Beautiful. Mac, almost like he's lived there his entire life, takes a back alley road, finds a ramp, the vehicle tips over, you start sloping down, he's holding on the brakes. All of you sort of tilt forward, sitting in these uncomfortable spring, almost couches. You can hear the autocannon on the railing sort of bounce back and forth, hitting the seat, hitting the back door. As you finally enter the lower hive, so to speak. You see street lamps, neon signs, sort of gust of smoke, a monorail above you, screeching as an old train passes by. You drive around the streets. Occasionally the odd manufacturing worker jumps in front of your vehicle and bounces off with a violent thud as they attempt to commit suicide. You're driving sort of deeper into the slums. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for alcohol.
Paronamic 34 bar?
That
Should
is
we
far
go
from
there?
here. That's
Oh.
like an upscale
Oh.
ritzy place. You notice on the main street near the meat market a large neon sign. Some drunk manufacturing workers outside. They look totally spaced out. They're just staring at the floor. One of them is laying in the street, puking. This definitely looks like they're drinking.
I'm parking over next to it. It's near a good parking place.
As you park, the only other vehicles on the street are wrecks. No one else would ever think to drive down here. You've seen several gangers in leather outfits, openly brandishing guns, looking at you suspiciously. You
I
step
take
out.
a look at them. Do I recognize any of them, or do they have any recognizable things on
Yeah, I
them?
would say you have encountered these people before, and it would be in your interest to study them. So, these are the members of the Forsaken Scavengers. They answer to Maria.
People we gained an influence with? Oh no, that was the guys that they were
No,
hiring.
Exactly, yes.
Do you remember the jewelry from our encounter in the desert with them? Does the jewelry have any markings as being a member of the Forsaken Scavenger?
It would not have any markings, it would be stolen from nobility.
Yeah. No way.
Yep. You're standing outside this bar, there's a smoke from the glow sticks sort of billowing out of a ventilation duct. You can hear screaming from inside. What do you do?
I just slowly walk inside.
Yeah, nothing else to do.
I stride in like I own the place.
Of course.
So if Trust follow in last behind these fellas.
Kel would somehow manage to keep himself upright on his new leg, going to the nearest dispensary of alcohol.
Beautiful. As you step inside, there's a thick layer of smoke. You can also smell incense. The only people who are sitting upright are gangers, wearing leather outfits. Some of them even have augmentations. And a manufacturing worker is demonstrably kneeling on the floor in front of one of these gangers, as he's kind of kicking him around openly. On the table next to you as you enter, you see a couple of manufacturing workers in overalls. They're kind of just hiding their faces, looking down at the table.
Yeah. Charles would go to the bartender and ask for whatever he's got to a gut punch and to make it double.
Bartender is a big old fat bald guy. He's cleaning some glasses. As soon as you step up, he grabs something behind the counter and pulls up a bottle of the most disgusting amasek you've ever seen. It even has little brown floaty bits in it. And he pours you a glass. The glass has some, like it's pretty dirty. And he just throws it to you.
At this point, through whatever Callus has been through and the things he remembers, he just doesn't care anymore. He takes a swing. He finishes it in one gulp.
It burns as it
Not
slowly
as-
seeps down your throat.
Not as bright as my shame.
It's nasty.
I expected as much.
As you sit by the bar, you see a couple of these gangers sitting next to you. They immediately notice you, and all of them are looking in your direction.
I suggest we take a picture, it will last longer.
One of them, a rather large figure, kind of slowly gets up from his bar stool, walks up behind you, and another one forms a half circle around you. He's tall, almost 2 meters tall. He's kind of just leaning over you, and he's poking your shoulder. You've been looking all the way.
Can I identify any markings on them?
They just look like these scavengers, wearing leather outfits, brandishing guns. One of them has a knife on a holster across his chest.
Remembering from the interrogation of the person in the desert that I burned at the end, could I create some sort of false identity as for them to identify me as one of theirs?
Not at all. standing over you and is poking you. He kind of goes, you don't look like you belong here.
Hey, Mac Paul pours in and says, "Hey, listen here, bud. You're just here trying to get a few drinks, no problems. Place is yours. We got it, okay? My friend's just a little upset because he had an obscure dose and he hasn't had any for a while, so ignore him, okay?"
What did you just say? Obscura? Hey boys, he's loaded. They're gonna stand up and slowly pull out their last guns.
I really suggest y'all sit down, unless you want to mess with people. As he commands them to get back down.
Do a command or intimidate. I'm gonna give you a +0.
Rolling. Rerolling and hope for the best.
I would like for Chalice to start writing some notes, given the location of the construction site that Matt infiltrated, quickly on the paper, and say, raising both hands and say, "Easy, easy there, big fella. Here's the location for that good stuff." As he gives his note.
He, with his hand, he has several thick rings. One of them is a skull. He has a pretty large bracelet. He grabs you a piece of paper. Then he looks at you. He has 2 silver teeth on the front. He takes the paper to his mouth, starts eating it. Then he tears it into several pieces, chews it for a little while, gathering some spit, and then he spits it in your face.
I have a quick question. Is it obvious to people when you use a psychic power, like a telepathic one?
It could create some obvious signature, but not necessarily.
I'm just gonna sit down near where Castus is, and just away from this. I'm gonna do hallucinate on that guy, assuming he's within 40 meters of.
All right, roll for it.
So the less psi rating you use on it, the bonuses, you get more bonuses to it, right? So just need to. Okay.
Ooh. You succeed.
Yep, he has to roll.
Oh, he failed.
Well, time to roll on table 5-3 for hallucinogenics.
Oh fuck, if he starts shooting the place.
And you bring this to the big guy?
Yeah, the big guy who just ate the paper.
This is where he eats the paper and starts going under an obscura high, and he's like, "Wow, dude!"
Exactly. That's part. That was partially.
I'm gonna play off this, man. Well,
exactly.
done.
It's a D100 table, right? I don't have the book.
That's right. Yep.
I fucked it. Hold on.
Oh, it's a
Screw the
1v1.
pooch.
That doesn't count. Oh my god, I did it again.
You can do it, man. Come on, you can do it. 110. Nice. 33. What did we get?
You gotta have this open when you play something.
He's madly in love with
Yep,
us.
that's that's completely my bad.
No worries.
Hallucinogenic?
Yeah.
And that's actually a fucking 1d10. But,
That's a 1d10.
Yeah, that's
It's a 3. We presume it's a 3,
Are you rolling
right?
for psychic phenomena or?
No, I was hallucinogenics. I didn't proc psychic phenomena.
I had to look this up before the session, my dude. You can roll a d100 for psychic phenomena as well.
Yeah.
Wait, did it trigger psychic phenomena?
It would if that roll counted.
Yeah, it didn't.
Okay, so I'll roll the d10 for hallucinogenics and then 4.
Nobody can see me. He thinks he's invisible. And Nah.
What does he do, Morten? Tell us.
First,
How does he react?
first roll psychic phenomenon.
Wait, is he not sanctioned?
I
You
am
don't have to
sanctioned.
write it every time. Do the up arrow, and it will copy the last thing.
I know it would have done the D10 though.
No, you can do it several times. You could have done it 2 times.
Oh.
Alright, 43. You don't trigger a psychic phenomenon. The guy's gonna instantly grab your forehead, Callus. And he's gonna go, oh, what the bloody? I'm invisible. Oh. And he's gonna slowly turn around. Oh, look at me! You can't see me! And he's looking at one of his friends, who's just immediately gonna tell him he's had too much to drink. Then he's gonna kind of stagger off, leaving you with a window.
Callus would immediately take the ink from his altar quill and look at the rest and say, see, I told you, it's the good stuff. New product on the market. Won't find anything better than it.
Callus, shut up.
I'm doing the sell match.
Callus, the last time you spoke up, you lost a leg. You sure you want to do it?
Lightning can strike twice in the same place, Matt.
Exactly.
Haven't you heard of that?
Sit down.
One of the other ones is gonna get up and go, hey, we're not through with you. You said you had some good stuff. He's gonna hold out his hand. But I'm motioning for you to hand it to him.
I'm gonna leave you to it, Callus. Have fun.
Motherfucker! I don't have it on me, but do you know the construction place up north? That's my stash. The people
Yeah,
there
of
work
course.
for me.
Well, they work for you.
Just tell Marcus sent you.
He's gonna create a little frown, do a deceive test.
Do I get any advantage?
No.
Oh my god, I'm gonna wait, that's not deceive.
Yes, it is.
No, that's deceive.
Yeah, it didn't apply the bonus. I'm gonna reroll with my inspiration.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's better. It didn't add the bonus, I don't know why. 3 degrees? No, 4. 4 degrees, he believes me.
Yeah, he's gonna just kind of give you a sideways look. And you're saying the drugs are there.
Yeah, I would like a guy who would lie to you.
How do I know you're not setting a trap?
Man, look at these skinny arms. I just lost a leg. Do I look like the guy who likes losing stuff?
Do I look like a guy with a plan?
I look like a guy with a
He's
plan?
gonna look sideways, kind of suspiciously at you. Alright, let's say you're telling me the truth. What am I gonna find there?
Well, you will find my guards that I hire to protect, the production of my product. You're gonna give them this as Callus starts writing a note with says in high. It's the code for the yeomanry for dangerous armed kill on sight.
Okay, nice.
He's gonna give it to you. Give this to the guy who wears the fucking police officer armor. Trust me, he's on my payroll. Just give this, he's gonna send you to the stash. Trust me.
He's gonna give you a little suspicious glare again. He's gonna take his last pistol up. He's gonna point it at your chest. If you're lying to me, I'll come back here and I'll fucking end you. Do you understand that?
Oh, trust me. I'll wait for you, but it's gonna take a whole eternity.
Yeah, you have no choice, you fucking cripple.
Fucking asshole. As Callus says under his breath.
He's gonna turn around and he's gonna walk out the door, grabbing a couple of his friends. And you get a feeling he might be back if something isn't right.
Will he be able to come back after he gets shot by the yeomanry?
We will
Starting
see,
there.
we'll see.
Man, if it... If he comes a reoccurring villain, I'm gonna shit.
What do you guys want to do? You're sitting around. There's like a bunch of prostitutes coming up to you. They look totally worn down. Nasty.
I'm going to get some rot gut.
Do a influence roll. Let me give you a +20.
Oh, there's the top shelf stuff.
No, that really isn't. It really isn't.
You get pretty, like, decent rot gut. It's not gonna kill you, so that's.
Yeah, I'm glad.
You're only gonna wish it'd kill you.
No, that's you. You have the depression effect now.
Yeah, I would wish.
He hands you a brown bottle. It's kind of wrapped in paper, and you take it with you from the counter.
Is there
You have
any
your
gamble?
own little table. Looking around you, there's the server. Mostly tired manufacturing workers and gangers. There are also a couple of guards carrying rather large weapons.
What what's the time from the construction place and back here? How? Just thinking.
About 5 minutes, so each way.
Each way. So I'm gonna say quick. I suggest we finish our drinks and as quick as possible and just get the fuck out of here. By any chance, if you start hearing gunshots, it might be the guys that I've sent them to get killed.
That was
My
an
good
interesting
man,
display,
just
Kelly.
arrived.
If you can still stay here, if you really insist, sir.
Is there any gambling going on, Morton?
For sure, yes.
I want to join a table.
So you see a table where some of these gangers are sitting around. One of them looks like a noble. He has 2 armed guards with him. They have a cogitator on the middle of the table. You're not sure exactly what it does. They seem to be playing with some chips. They're sort of throwing it down. What do you want to do?
Excuse me, Your Highness. Would you care if a new player might join your team and hope to get his earn some winnings,
Do a charm test.
or perhaps lose? What did you say?
Charm.
Fuck, I have no charm.
Whatever fellowship check you want.
I'll try and deceive him.
Yeah.
And I failed by 1 degree.
He's gonna turn around and just kind of wave you away with his hand. Get out of here.
Sure.
Do I recognize the lord? The noble?
You can do a common lore Askellon +10.
Plus 10. Fuck. Gonna use a faith on that. Really curious who the hell this is. Oh yeah, I.
Shit, dude. Well, you've been looking.
You know who he
through
is,
the
and you
records
fucked his sister.
on this planet. Yeah, you've been looking through the records on the planet, and you remember from the list of guests at the what was the medical facility or whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is Eponymous. He's an administratum cipher. Definitely someone with a lot of resources. A little bit shady figure. He forged documents and that sort of thing.
Could I So Callus goes up, approaches the table and says, "My good lord."
His enforcer again gets up. He's wearing pretty heavy armor, chest plate. He's gonna get up, sort of lean his hand on his forehead. Hey, I told you to get out of here. Last warning.
Oh, have no issue with me, good sir. I'm but a client of very good renown. I've done business with your lord regarding some documentation I required. Paid top dollar too.
He's gonna make a little bit of a frown. My lord.
Indeed. Now, if you wouldn't like to cost him business, I suggest you move aside.
He's gonna look confused, look down at Eponymous. Eponymous is slowly turning around, and he's gonna look at you and say,
I have never seen him before in my life.
Well, that's the idea. That's why we work with proxies, is it not? However, I do know you. You know, I might have some people that I know through some rejuvenation treatment clinic that work there. I presume that's where I saw his name, right? So, you might say we know each other. Well, at least one knows the other.
Eponymous has white hair. He's kind of lost most of the hair on his head. He's wearing a brown robe and various insignia. You can see sort of over his shoulder that he's covered it up by wearing an external robe. Underneath it, you see some administrative attire. He's going to turn around again and go,
Excuse me, you must leave.
Oh, I will leave as soon as my friend here gets a seat at your table.
I understand. You are a man of stature. You must have a lot of resources.
Indeed.
he's going to
It
smile
takes
to the other people around the table.
Very well.
Indeed.
Sit down, please.
It does it motions to me.
Questions for Mac to sit.
I look at Matt. As he moves to the chair, I tell Matt to his ear, now go get the money to buy that bottle you owe me.
Oh, you bottle? Please, take a seat next to me, see how pro plays. As he murmurs that, he looks at the game and tries to quickly get up to speed.
Nice.
Fine. As he looks back at the administratum, Kala says, mind if I join as well?
Very nice. As you sit down, you try to identify the game they're playing. It doesn't take long until you do, and you try your best to play. You can do a logic test. I'll give you a plus 10.
35, 70. That's, wow.
Oh, 24 against a 70.
We're pretty good players, it seems.
Yeah.
Okay. How many degrees? Because your opponent also succeeded.
It's 5 and 6 for him.
5.
Jesus. Alright, well, you win the round. Eponymous looks annoyed, kind of folds his hands.
That was luck. Anyway, prove that you have the resources you claim before we go another round.
Do you know that guy that works with the other guy at the depot? You know, the faceless fellow. As I try to roll for contact network.
Do
If it
sure, yeah.
needs. Instead of. Okay. Do I get any modifier for my bullshit party skill?
You succeeded to receive, so sure, plus 9.
Plus 10. Oh yeah.
Jesus. What did you say exactly?
I basically convinced him that I work very close to. Wait, where are my notes? Could you tell me quickly the lord of the planet? Whose planet is in Sarawak? I tell him he's a close friend of mine. Well, not friend, but I work for him. I not say it directly. I just let him make the connection.
He's gonna raise an eyebrow, his thick bushy eyebrow.
I highly doubt that.
With 5 degrees of success, you don't doubt shit.
What is your title?
Should I roll an Askellon scepter? Oh, or do I know it from the nobility, from the Pierre nobility?
Oh, you have Pierre nobility?
Yeah.
You would probably know to make something up. You would probably say something like Imperial Decreeists. There are hundreds of them, so...
Is it above his station?
On this world, yes.
I'm but a humble Imperial Decreeist.
He's gonna frown. I've never heard of you or seen you before.
Yet again, that's the idea.
Some
Only
people tend to stick to the shadows better than others.
I work in close circles, you know, exclusionary clubs. I'm sure you will eventually find your place into them. If
I
you...
don't look forward to it.
Yeah, with an
that's what...
annoyed hand, he motions to begin another game. You can roll again.
Let's rob him blind, Matt. Come on.
Oh shit!
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
already on.
Well, you guys are
You
good
waited.
at,
You were waiting for this.
good at this logical game, and
Fuck. Let me cancel the stuff. Fuck. He
You
destroyed
just sit
me.
and watch. You just sit and watch.
and
I...
finally you see Max sort of just throw these chips on the table, winning round after round. Eponymous getting more and more annoyed, and he sort of immediately motions for another round.
Go again. Go again.
I bet Chalice and Matt... no, Chalice waits under the table with his hand, waiting for a low 5.
Mac would discreetly slap it and just continue on with his business while he robs a pot.
Eponymous is sitting and cursing under his hand like,
So, Eponymous, quick questions just to pick your mind, and I might let you win some back. Interested?
he's breathing heavily now.
What?
Victor 05. Does that ring any bells? Think carefully about it. I'll just rearrange the cards while we run around. I'm sure you're eager to.
He raises an eyebrow.
This is information you're looking for. I take it.
This might interest me. Yes.
Perhaps if you would be willing to bet on it.
Oh.
Hmm.
Accept it, Matt. I'm gonna assist you.
What do you wish to bet for me to?
He looks kind of on your belt and on your body.
I can give you back your gear, your stuff that I won from you. Is that interesting you enough, or?
Yes, that is interesting. As well as the weapon you are carrying.
I carry many weapons. You gotta be a little bit more specific.
His guard, who's been standing there sort of giving him hand motions, taps your bolt gun with his weapon.
I see. You want to get something personally crafted of mine. Did it myself. See?
My bodyguard will appreciate the gift.
If you win, that is.
Gentlemen, please, easy with the banter. So, another round.
He makes a circular motion on the table. You again begin to play, and you can roll.
I don't care whether I win or not. I would like to assist Matt in this in his endeavor.
I'm gonna
Does
put
he
it
get
this way.
a...
You can attempt to cheat by sleight of hand.
Ah,
You don't have it, do you?
No, I don't. Okay, I'm gonna play normally then.
Oh, I'm re-rolling that with a fate point. Fuck that.
Oh fuck. Well, let me see if I get anything.
Oh no, Mac! Why did you bet your ball?
I don't.
Maybe I can win his bolter back. Come on.
Wait. Can I
Taffy.
spend my inspiration on him?
No.
No,
you can
Taffy won the roll though by what is it?
How many degrees?
3 degrees? 4.
4.
4 degrees. I
Yeah.
get you. Eponymous will kind of smile airily. Thank you for your gift. As for you, you get to keep the geld. He hands you the rest of the geld on the table and grabs your bolter. Mac.
Mac holds the hand on the weapon. Before you take anything, information.
You lost.
Yeah, but I won.
He immediately, his face goes numb, loses all expression, and looks at you. Very well. It's a sector on the Remilius class station orbiting Aventine.
Well. I know. Do you care for me to get another round to win it back, or you're just so eager to keep?
I am quite pleased myself. He gives an ugly smile.
You wish for me to win it back one more time, wouldn't you?
Do a fellowship minus 20.
I want
31 against the third.
I want
you can
to roll
choose
that.
any skill.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll try.
Could I also roll as saying now wouldn't it affect your reputation if another member of the nobility managed to take money from you? Would it not? As to try to also roll
He's gonna lean over
to make
the
him
table.
stay in play.
Are you threatening me?
I'm just saying, I've given you an opportunity to save face. Or perhaps I can throw in a favor from me.
I think
You know,
I've
I'm
had
an
enough of
influential
your-
person.
I think I've had enough of your persuasive tongue. You may leave after you give me the gift.
I like to. Who's in the bar? Can I see the other guys?
They're sitting on a table. Guessing they're kind
I'm
of lit up glow sticks. They're drinking Amazek, looking in your direction.
I would like to go to stare at Lord Castus and mimic a throw with a drink as to show him that it might be one of those situations. I would like to go to Victor and make a
Victor's in the
heathen
car.
stand. Oh, Victor is in the car.
Victor's tired of this shit. He's just taking.
Victor has no reason to go into a bar.
I've just been sat here waiting to like use
Yeah,
fucking powers.
I've been just waiting
really
for
awkward
y'all
small
to kind of
talk
calm
with
down
Sarah.
for a minute.
I will
Then-
Trying
say
to make
you
really
should
awkward small talk with
Because
Sarah.
I was
just
gonna
like,
do shit involving.
you should persuade him that what he what he's looking for is in the back of the van.
Then how about I offer you an even greater weapon in exchange for the bolt gun?
you want some candy? Come to my white van.
Exactly.
Lately I've been
slightly. And why should I take that deal?
well. Have you heard the big payout that happened? What's the location of the Faceless Void, Morten?
The faceless void?
Yeah, where I took the auto run.
The faceless
No.
trade.
Faceless Trade.
Faceless trade is kind of an illegal gun smuggling, heretic artifact smuggling guild that stretches across Askellon.
Well, it just happened that I had a meeting with the Faceless Trade. I'm sure you know of them. They had a big payout, if you heard. They managed to sell an autocannon. I wonder to whom.
He's gonna wave his hand. I want nothing to do with them. And nothing to do with the autocannon.
Then you would also not want to have nothing to do with the person that they trusted with the schematics of a bolter, now would you?
He raises an eyebrow again. First, give me the gift. Then we can talk.
Mac releases his hand.
His guard is gonna pull out the bolt gun, put it on the table. Eponymous reaches for it, and his pale, long hands clutches it. He sort of pulls it towards himself. Fine handiwork. This was made by an expert.
I know. Thank you for the compliment, Owen.
Now, if you'd possibly help me as to get my earnings back to my limousine.
My guards can help you. He waves two of them over to you.
Can I convince him to be the same guard that has the bolter, as to be, poetic? As to
The guard
for
doesn't
him
have
to
the
save
bolter,
face.
he has it.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has it. Ah. The guard.
He gave it to Eponymous.
No. After all, you could at least yourself bring the guild to my vehicle, as a show of respect. As to show that no ill feelings.
He's
have
gonna
been-
go. "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so tired today. I should retire.
Farewell, Eponymous.
My good sir, are you trying to insult me? As Callus starts raising
Alice?
from the table.
Not the time. Shut up.
The guards are gonna kind of half surround you. Eponymous gets up, and he's gonna motion for his guard. Take me to my transport.
Eponymous, one question before you leave. As a man with your resources, I require something that needs to be acquired with your gelt I want from you.
Yes, my friend. He's lovely.
I'll send you what's your address where I can send some specific request to, and I'm sure this is something we can keep under radar. Is it not?
He smiles. Beatrix 34, 6th floor.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, Mr. I didn't catch your last name.
Eponymous will do.
Eponymous.
He nods. Well, have a good evening, gentlemen.
I cast a razor on him.
Okay, sitting at the table, you.
Nah,
you
I'm not
probably
doing
would
it. It's
overhear it
joking.
by the microbead, and go for it.
Could we, Matt, are you serious in character? As he moves away from us and we move to the vehicle. Matt, are you seriously gonna leave him go with your bolter? We can still catch up to him.
Why do you think I got his address?
Yeah, but he's in a vehicle, and we also have a vehicle with a big caliber friend.
We are inside the city. There's yeomanry everywhere. Callus, you already fucked up your own leg. Can you do me a huge favor and not fuck up the entire warband?
You're right, sorry, I'm tired and the high, you know how it is.
I can always build a new one. I just need to get the material.
Fine, if you need any help, well, just give me a call. You know, I would greatly like to kick his teeth in with his shit-eating grin.
I just serve microbeads over to the gentleman and he just says, "Would y'all like me to erase his memories of this past event?"
No, we need him to remember this, otherwise he won't help me with what
He erases his memory and he's walking. He's like, where'd I get this bolt gun?
Yeah. I was kind of, I kind of wanted to do it before anyone even tried to touch it, but I just let it flow through.
Awesome. That was an amazing scene. Callus and Mac, you get 10 inspiration points.
You know
Nice.
that those things don't stack, so fuck you for giving.
You have a
It's
pool
like
of,
whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Give me
Well,
a fate point. That way I
As
can work with.
you sort of walk to the door and open the door, it's very dark here. You're in the lower areas of the city. There's like smoke coming out. There's shit everywhere, dirt everywhere. A couple of more patrons outside puking. You see Eponymous walking to his black limo. He's in the back, and you can see him pull out your bolter. He just throws it in the back seat. His guards surround the vehicle.
You think he's compensated
Squall
for
would like
something?
to do something while all of this is happening.
Yep. What do you want to do?
And I can wait till after you're done with him, though. It's basically rumor mill hunting. And just listening to everybody, and then if something kind of clicks my interest, trying to interact with people that are not interacting with that whole entire event.
Gotcha. You come
But you can
outside,
finish up what you're doing.
and what do you do?
Oh, me or him, Mac?
Anyone? What do you do?
I have a quick question. I know that creating things from the ground up is heresy to the Mechanicus, but what about modifying?
Modifying also heretical.
Modifying is also
So
heretical. Yeah.
wait a minute, I just gave him a heretical item, didn't I?
Not necessarily. It's personalized. Your own little engravings and so on.
Well, you're also not part of the Mechanicus.
He's an eater, and it's a bolt gun. I mean,
Is the bolt gun illegal?
it should be.
No.
I think it is.
Can I
city
read?
limits?
A regular bolt gun's fine, but an illegally modified one is grounds for the Arbites to come
If you
and
change the
turn you into a
technology in some kind
servitor.
of way, that's heretical.
So, if I were to notify the authorities that this guy possessed an illegal weapon,
It's not illegal.
okay.
A standard bolt gun is not illegal. It's not heretical.
That would be funny as
Yeah,
hell
like-
if I could just say, like, hey, he has
like
a bolt
mine-
gun. It's a
Mine had to have been for instance, my pistol, my bolter pistol, which would normally be considered illegal, would have had to been sanctioned and deemed not heretical during my time as an assassin.
Oh, right. So what do you guys want to do? You're standing
While
outside.
that would have been going on, would have been kind of just keeping his ears open and occasionally shifting around the bar, or trying to basically pick up the local rumor mill, the things that's kind of standing out in the crowd, to try to see if there's anything that would be useful or to us or catch his eye.
Alright. You can do an awareness test.
Okay.
Wouldn't cybernetics be a form of modification?
No, it's more of a product.
That's body modification. That's different.
Open awareness. Nah, shit.
What do
Not
you
a
do,
damn
guys?
thing.
What do you do? The car is about to drive off. They're getting in the limo. What do you do?
Do you expect us to blow them? Wait, we're in the
I'm giving
Underhive,
you a
aren't we?
chance to do whatever you want.
Can I just admire the car and wonder why we don't have a nice car like that?
Because it doesn't fit an autocannon.
It has nice rims. a little
Who
skull
gives a
on
damn
it.
about an autocannon? I wish to travel in style.
Come over here and say
Go
that to my
fast.
face.
I would, but you don't have a face. You're a tech priest. You're just a box of metal.
I would
the
ask
truth.
Victor. Hey, Victor. Sorry, Victor. If I was to put this modified bead on their car, you think you'd be able to use it to possibly, whenever you're in range, know? Because it is heavily modified by you. Kind of tracking,
I would need to be within range to get a beep.
So, Squall will actually, Squall will attempt to attach the micro bead to the car itself.
Do a stealth test.
The modified one.
Yes.
Alright, let's see how well this fucking goes.
I could actually help you with that. I could just.
Stealth.
Just know stealth is my best fucking trait.
Same
So-
roll as on here.
Jesus,
Success.
Jesus Christ. Squall, you lean down and you disappear in the darkness by the dumpster. Sort of, you see him almost like a reptilian motion skip across the street, wearing his cloak as disguise. He shifts in with the environment. You run up behind the black limo and you place the microbead in one of the decorative exhaust pipes.
And Squall will say across his other microbead, "Bugs planted. Why don't we keep a far tail and rightfully retrieve your bolter, Mac?"
Yeah,
You guys are attaching way too much value to that weapon.
they
Leave it
insulted
be, you'll
us.
get it back later.
I could just buy you a new bolter.
Well, Matt, we need
I've
just to
owned
make sure.
bolters in the past. We could just go to my homeworld and I can give you a gold-plated bolter.
Did he buy premium DLC for that?
It's not that expensive of a DLC. It's only $45.
Oh,
Hmm.
I get that it's a custom make, and I myself would be attached to such a worthy item. But when you have billions of thrones, you can just buy a new one.
Either way, we have his.
The gun is of great importance.
Hey,
unless you guys want me to quickly pull, we can still keep track of his location.
Morton?
Mm-hmm.
I do expect of making him my contact that I increase on my influence score, wouldn't I? Wink wink.
Yep. If you choose not to interfere or do something about this, your influence score is gonna increase.
Yeah, that's probably pretty much why I don't do it. Because I can get
Well, it's not up to you,
wall.
it's up to everyone else.
So
You guys can go
Yeah,
ahead.
Sev just says a lot.
Mac would understand, but he's on good footing with this guy now. He even trusts him, and might be room for future relationship.
Mac's playing the long game.
Exactly.
In that case, Squall will pull his bead.
Gotcha.
I will stand there and ponder if it ever rains on this planet.
No.
You can roll a 1d5, Mac.
Jealous would move in the back. Oh shit! Feels bad, doesn't it?
Sad. Last time I had a 5.
Oh, did I get any bonus in traumas in the future since I robbed him blind?
We'll see next time you try to purchase something. Sitting
Nice.
in the vehicle, you kind of just see this limo slowly roll off. It rolls over a broken bottle that makes a smashing sound, and you kind of see it drive into the mist and smoke. What do you do?
Right, so we know that all those guys are basically on the Ramilius class. Quick question, would we be blockaded from going there? But since it's
No, no one leaves the world, but there are stations orbiting it that people are traveling to and from.
so we can go there, right? Okay.
Yes.
Right. What I suggest, because everything points to that place, is that we leave the place here and go up. Anybody
Alright.
against it?
Squall will say to you, "I know a thing or two about rogue traders. Might be able to get one of them to take us up."
Nah, I know a more fun way, in my opinion. So just let it deal with, or let me deal with it. As I just whistle and go back to Jericho's place.
Squall
I
will
forgot,
sit
did
there.
we ever figure out who
you know,
the person Weber worked for was?
Yes, no, not the person, but where they.
You did get a sort of a code name, the Oath Keeper.
Oathbreaker.
The Oath Keeper.
Wasn't it the Oathbreaker? Oh.
Oath Keeper.
I meant to ask earlier, with the gene solution, would forbidden lore chemistry apply for knowing its uses and everything?
So can you repeat that? I dropped that a little.
Forbidden lore chemistry, would that apply to that gene solution vial we had acquired when it comes to trying to figure out why somebody would have it?
Yeah, absolutely.
What it'd be used for? I'll roll that real fast. I would say Squall took, while at the bar, he kind of sat there and thought about it.
For sure. You can roll it a few times.
Oh, not a damn thing.
You can roll it.
You know what? I have. Yeah, I was gonna say.
So, you want to get out of here, right?
No.
Mac, you regain a fate point for uncovering the clue. And,
Nice.
As you drive up to the surface, where do you want to go?
I'm gonna go again towards Mobius.
Yeah, we should inform
Mobius.
father.
At this point, you can roll
Son.
a D100.
Should I do it?
Should I do it? Victor is doing it. Remove it. Oh my god, no!
Hey! No, that's not a 1D1.
Oh, yeah.
He just rolled the number
There
wrong.
you go.
Oof. Okay, Mike. Remembered. I'll remember it. Okay. Gonna do a little roll here. Interesting.
You fucked us, Mac.
I know. I like fucking you guys.
You come up to the surface again. It's becoming evening. The sun is setting. There's just this very dim orange light on the Gothic spires above you. The light reflecting off the streets. Very few vehicles. A few patrolling the Omni Guards. As you drive towards Mobius 21. Stopping at the entrance. You see a huge clock tower outside the entrance. And, walking in, the guard slash assistant there kind of greets you, recognizes you, lets you to the elevator. Everything seems normal. As you ascend the elevator, you enter a hallway with red carpets, beautiful chandeliers, beautiful paintings. It's definitely upscale. And you knock on the door. After a little while, Jericho opens. There's a little creak from the door. Kind of peeks his head out. Ah, it's good to see you again.
Does he look any healthier than last time?
No, he doesn't.
Worse or the same?
Just the same.
No.
He's gonna open the door halfway, and like motion for you to enter.
I show him my ledge as I enter the room. That's a new ledge.
Wow. Good job. What happened?
Broke the other one.
He piped up too soon.
Piped up?
He's opened up his mouth.
You mean you did this?
No. Wish would be funny, but some other guy got to it first.
Oh, thank God.
He decided that being noisy was a good idea in a den of enemies.
Oh, by the way, we got a new die. Well, two new dies actually.
Jericho's gonna turn around. I know, Callus. I arranged it.
Yeah, thought so. The Dutchman, one of your friends, isn't he? Usually you all know each other.
Actually, Jericho is a Navy officer, so that wouldn't make sense.
Every former member of the Navy is my friend.
So Lord Castus would be his buddy.
Indeed.
And that's the worst part of it.
No.
I feel so bad for
I,
you.
when I see him, I don't say anything to him. I just give him like a very casual nod, like nod of respect almost.
Jericho is always going to be very polite and friendly to you, Castus. He's going to bow politely. Lord Castus, Constantine Ishmael Cortez Cromwell III. Good to see you again.
As well, my kin Jericho.
Feel free to take in a drink. There's a cogitator for you. Feel at home if there's anything I can help you with. let me know.
I do have a question where we can get a ticket upwards. I was thinking of stealing some bird, but maybe you got a better idea.
Give me a
He
ship and I
kind
can
of-
fly it.
Immediately, he forms kind of a slight smile. Well, Conti does owe me a favor. He owns the rights to an orbital transport vessel. Could pull a favor from him and get you there undercover. Do you want me to arrange that?
Would it cost me anything?
It cost me a favor, but for you, nothing.
I could always steal it from him, and maybe he can go up and get insurance from it. I don't know.
I know you're joking, Mac, but that would severely jeopardize my operation.
Then we do it your way. You're the boss.
I can arrange an alibi as servants of the Imperial Decreest.
Would it make sense on Vermilius? I don't know much about it. Can you give me a short gist of it? What kind of people are there?
He frowns. You know, the trade combine, they accept any deal as long as you have enough money. So we just flash the right credits, the right titles in front of them. They're gonna overlook this. I guarantee it. Mordecai works his usual magic, hiding your tracks. All you have to do is show up on the landing pad on Mobius 12.
Isn't that close by?
Yeah. He kind of motions out the window. 2 blocks to the left. We could do it tonight.
No pressure, guys, but would you mind if we can do it tomorrow? I'm kinda dead. I'm barely managing to pull myself together at the moment.
So do I. Stop being a little bitch.
Fuck you. Last time I checked, you're still 100% organic.
Yeah, that's because I keep my mouth shut from time to time. You should
And
try
that's
it.
why you're
You kept it shut all the time.
well, at least I didn't lose my weapon. I only
No.
lost a leg.
Victor, I think it's fine. People like to develop some friendly banter sometimes. It helps to grow creation. Just let him know.
Yeah, Vic, listen to Jericho over here. He knows best.
Jericho
As
is
he has
Wall
a-
will sit.
Jericho's gonna stand by the window and light a low stick. Kind of looking back at you, smiling.
By the way, Jericho, as I move to the window next to him, by any chance, do you know of the Mighty Hammers or Maximilian Mankiewicz?
The Mighty Hammers. Where did you hear that?
Yeah. A guy who knows a guy.
Yeah, aren't those the ragtag bandits on the Renilius station?
And their leader?
He's a nobody.
Are you sure of that? Because he just attacked that group of of throne agents, so this nobody just became somebody.
No, Callus. You're not a throne agent yet.
No, not yet, as you said, but yeah. Let's get rid of issues.
I didn't mean to put you down. You clearly sacrificed a lot for the cause.
Why give it away? As he taps with his metal foot.
You've done well, Callus. I trust you from here on. Have you found any incriminating evidence on any other members? Are they developing some traits you don't like? Anything at all you can tell me?
The other guys, well, met an old friend, which I hoped he would stay as an old friend as he looks at the bar to Lord Castus.
Just give a little casual wave, like hello.
Nice.
I also expect his life expectancy to be very, well, abruptly ended by friendly fire. But he's a good fellow. He knows what he's doing. If you ask me, I wouldn't mind him watching my back. At least as there's profit in it for him.
Yeah, he's one of those types. I think his heart is in the right place, though.
And the other guy, the Psyker. Imperial Guardsman. Oh, you're standing with us.
Yeah, he has followed you. He just hasn't said anything.
As you approach Mason, Jericho is going to motion for you to shut up, Callus. Mason, good to see you again. Help yourself to a drink.
I will refrain. We just came from a bar and it's not settling too well with me.
So that's what that smell was. God.
Callus burps.
Shakes his head.
Not the best. Not the best.
Alright, well, if you need anything else from me, just let me know. I'm gonna get ready to sleep.
Right.
Help yourselves. Yes, Victor?
I heavily question.
That we were down
Oh,
with
sorry.
the Weber incident.
The
Right,
Chihuahua.
Weber. So he's dead.
As far as we are aware, he is.
And you think the key is on this station that you're going to?
Well, it has got to be somewhere, but he was working with someone else.
Well, I'm not surprised. Did you happen to catch
Does
the name?
the
or
name
anything?
Oathkeeper ring a bell?
The Oath Keeper. Well, the only thing I can think of is maybe someone attached to. I don't know. What are you thinking?
Well, it has to be somebody with great power for Weber to want to work under. Someone with influence.
Yeah, I think you're right, Victor. That's a good find. There are enough of those people on the station.
Victor is going to try and think for a second. And does he have, so I assume there's like not an internet, essentially, that houses all the information that people put on.
There are vast archives, but they're local in the world.
Victor is going to take this time to go out and see if he can find a terminal or something that he can access to try and anonymously look up things involving the word oath.
As you
Hey,
get up and tell
before you
this-
do that,
Yeah. go ahead.
sorry, keep going.
Yeah, as you get up and sort of tell this to Jericho, he's gonna stop you. Victor, hold on. There's a cogitator. Just feel free to use it. It's connected with the Administratum. It's connected with the Senatorum. Every contact we have. I trust you. Go ahead and use it.
Trust is much appreciated.
Anytime, Victor. Anytime. Gives you a pleasant smile. He sort of walks with you over to the cogitator. So you sit down and connect. Alright. What do you want to look for?
Like I said, I want to look for any information regarding name drops of the Oath Keeper, anything involving Weaver, and cross-reference the two to see if anything gets pulled up.
Very, very nice. You can do a scholastic lore bureaucracy.
Uh, 2 degrees. 2 degrees.
2 degrees. Very, very nice. The person you're looking for, there are records of an oath keeper. It is of an admiral using the oath keeper to make a purchase. No detail on who the oath keeper is, but the general, or the admiral, sorry, is Lord Admiral Ignatius V. Lord Admiral Ignatius V has had several instances where he has had open contact with someone named the Oath Keeper.
Can you type out his name, please?
Yeah, he used to be an admiral. Now he's a rogue trader.
It seems we have a lead.
Good job, Victor. Just gonna kind of walk up and pat you on your back. Well, guess you won't be walking in the blind. Thanks to Victor.
It seems he might be a friend of yours.
I think I'd remember that, Victor.
Wouldn't a Lord Admiral be a part of the Navy, though?
Absolutely. Not necessarily someone Jericho knows.
Well, I was implying to him that it sounded like it was somebody from the Navy. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's also another person who's a noble and was an admiral and has a number in his name.
Don't you dare.
In moments of crisis.
Drinking, leave me out of this. I'm quite happy enjoying my anisette, thank you.
I need to get my ears replaced.
Now, as I was saying, the battle for the moon of Goliath, it was a glorious battle, I'll have you know.
As he is ranting and raving.
The button that destroyed the enemy cruiser.
As he is ranting and raving, retelling his fisherman tales of the great glory of the Navy, the Squall is gonna walk up to Victor and real fast. By the way, he did when y'all handed me that vial of bio solution or DNA solution. No one took it away from me, right? It's still with me.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's in your position.
I just want to make sure for my next course of actions. And, all right, first, Squall's gonna go up to Victor and tap him on the shoulder and like, remember to check that data pad that I took from the goons.
I already did.
Then look
at least I said I did.
It contained the same information. Basically, a transaction was made a few days ago.
Okay. I might have somehow missed it.
He gave it to his lord, and he was crying for help.
Oh, is that the one data pad was just for that whole entire thing, or I thought we had a second data pad we picked up?
You accessed the cogitator. That's told you more data information.
Yeah, okay. No, ignore me on that one then. And the second thing is Squall's actually gonna look at fuck, I literally just blanked on his name, the Inquisitor.
Caster.
Yeah.
Baker.
Or no, our contact here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. Well.
Jericho.
Jericho. Thank you.
It's on the screen if you look.
He's gonna be like. Yeah, I don't know why I'm having a blank right now. I'm sorry. He's gonna look at him. I have 2 questions for you, if you don't mind, Jericho.
Turn around. Yes, Squall. What's up?
I'll save the questions of why you would attach me to people that silence makes no cons.
Your microphone is cutting us.
Oh. Hold on 1 second, let me stretch it. How about now?
Yep.
Better?
So you can just tell me what you said. So
yeah.
What did you say? You don't have to repeat it.
Yeah, no, he made the smartest comment about he'll leave the questions of how he got attached to people who don't understand the concept of staying quiet for another time.
Nice.
And then he'll ask him So is there anything we should be worrying about with this other Inquisitor, Isaac?
Icarus.
Jericho is gonna close his eyes. A frown forms on his face. He looks very concentrated, looking at the ground. He's still holding a glass. He's gonna go. I can't remember. I don't think I've heard of an Inquisitor, Icarus. Doesn't make any sense. Why would he be here? There's something strange about that as well. I want you to keep your eyes open.
Wait, what's Icarus' scroll of training? He's not a biomancer, is he?
No. Well, he's a biomancer.
Squall will. Oh, yeah. So Squall will nod, understandingly, knowing. Roger that.
What Perrin told me is, Perrin believed this Icarus has some powerful presence of the warp about him. It is worrying, but I don't know what we can do about it here now. Our priority is to get the key. I attempted to contact Caster and hear about the details. They gave me nothing. Either they don't want to tell me about him, or we're waiting for some kind of reply.
Shadows.
At least another thing to worry about tomorrow. Come on, Lord, if you would. Go to bed and stop drinking. Get some rest.
I don't want to go to bed.
You will go to bed.
Can't make me.
Do not make me kick that chair from under you.
I am 183 years old and you will not tell me what to fucking do.
If you were looking at Victor right now, you'd be seeing that he's pulling out a syringe of sedatives and he's kind of hitting the tip and making sure that it comes out.
As Squall is reaching towards his injector with the other dose of Obscura and contemplating.
My lord, trust me, the hand of His Highness Imperial Truth.
Bloody hell I
Here he
am.
goes again, Jesus.
Squall is having a physical twitch.
Justice, Constantine,
Ismail the Third Cromwell, and you
yeah.
will not tell me what the bloody fuck
Ah,
to do.
fuck.
Might I recommend, Lord Castus, that you do go to bed? Not a demand, just a suggestion.
Your suggestion is noted and added to the pile of shit that I choose not to care about.
Then at least give me the pleasure
No
of...
offense to you, I'm fairly certain you could probably kill me with your pinky finger. You look like someone who could. Look at you. Damn, your musculature is fantastic.
Oh my
He's
god.
just like you're flirting to against right now,
If you'll excuse me, I'm going to have another amistad.
Did you just compliment the psychic?
Let him
You,
go.
sir, do not know what a compliment is.
He's gonna die.
Just
I will not die. I have the liver of a warhound.
I wasn't
Of a
referring
warhound.
to the drink. I wasn't referring to the drink. Anyway, just drink yourself into unconsciousness faster, please.
I'm not eating anything, so what the bloody hell could possibly kill me? I like look
Jericho
down
is
at my
gonna
body,
come out
just
of
like.
the bedroom. Is gonna laugh. There are a few ways to pass the time in the Navy. This is one of them. I think
Ah,
it'll be fine.
Jericho, come!
Have a drink with me. Come here, my.
As Squall just looks at Jericho. The other matter I wanted to bring to your attention.
Let me drink with you. Ignore this pansy.
As he pulls out the gene solution.
Oh look! A
And
drink. Can I have
like-
some of it, please?
Why do you think something
gonna go,
of this
"Lord."
form of heresy would be present?
Sorry, Squall.
No.
Lord Caster Constantine.
No, keep going. There's like
Cromwell III. No, this is in character. Lord Caster Constantine Ishmael Cortes Cromwell III. Please try to keep it down. I don't want to wake the neighbors.
I'm sorry. Would you like to have a drink with me?
Of course, my friend. For all times,
let
right?
us, let us, yes, all time's sake and all that bullshit.
Right. Anytime.
Anytime. Now's a good time. Have another drink with me. Come on.
He's gonna sit down on the side of the couch and slowly sip his glass while you're probably pouring with one hand and drinking with the other.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's gonna kind of motion for you. Try not to drink too much, my friend.
No, you don't understand. I've been drinking for 100 years. I know how to handle my liquor.
We're gonna need you tomorrow. You're full of wits.
Yeah, trust me, I'll be right as rain. Rain? Does it rain on this planet? Do you know?
I trust you. I trust you, Castus.
What does trust have to do with the rain? Does it? You trying to tell me it doesn't rain here? That's horrifying. What kind of a world doesn't have rain?
Jericho is just gonna kind of laugh to himself. See, he's harmless.
Well,
I'm not harmless. I'm pretty bloody armed, and I like pretend to hold a gun in my hand. I just do like a finger gun in my hand. Like, look, see, I have a what the bloody hell?
A hotshot las pistol.
Bang.
Bolter.
flashlight.
Are you trying to correct me? What? I will challenge you to. I don't know what to challenge you to, because you're probably better than me.
I wouldn't say that. Gaston.
We agree.
I wouldn't say that.
See, this fine gentleman agrees with me, and I'm waving at a wall. I'm not even like waving at whoever. I'm just waving at thin air.
Yeah, Jericho is sort of sitting on the side of the couch, and he's thoroughly amused by this, sort of giggling to himself, taking a little more Amasek.
Do you guys remember when Callus kissed my shoes? I stepped.
Squall's gonna take this moment to try to think one more time before he gets to Jericho about it, evolving this chem solution.
Yeah.
So.
Jericho's gonna look over his shoulder. Oh.
Damn.
Where did you find that?
Yeah. So he'll just finally drawing a final blank. He'll just look at Jericho. Oh. Heresy in the form of a gene solution be here on this planet. As he hands it over to Jericho.
If that is true, you need to be extremely careful with that. Don't drop it anywhere. Keep it close. I suggest.
And if I ask if you know what it'd be used for?
Erectile
No good.
I'm not an expert in chemistry or something, or biology. Probably some, I don't know, something medical. Hang on to it though, I'm sure the Inquisitor is gonna want to see it when you eventually meet him.
Show it away. A nice tight secure spot on him.
Oh my god, I have conditioned intellect, so I can't even forget this. I have total recall, Jesus Christ.
I just put a hand on your shoulder. I'm like, you'll remember kissing my boot for the remainder of your days.
I fucking
I
hate
will
you.
remind you every day.
I despise your
day as you die.
existence.
The last words you'll hear me say to you upon your deathbed will be, remember the day you kissed my boot?
Truly, the Emperor has forsaken me and is punishing my insolence.
And he has clearly rewarded my heroics.
Losing my leg was not enough.
Jericho's gonna wave from the door. Alright, fellas, I'm going to bed. Have a good night.
All right, good night, my beloved Jericho. Sleep
night.
well.
One thing, Jericho.
Yes, Victor.
I acquired a certain mechanical feline. Would you be willing to house it until we get back?
Or could we keep it?
He walks over. Ah, that is adorable. Sure. Are you sure it's not hostile?
I took the liberties of deleting any harmful entities inside of it when we took it.
Now, Victor, I don't want to take your pet from you. You sure you don't want to keep it?
Would you rather have it bring it with us while we're getting shot at?
Yes.
Victor, it's
Honestly,
not
I have a
alive.
use for it.
It's a
As soon as he says that,
I'm sorry,
Victor is going
You're
to
right.
sharp turn to his face.
Jericho is gonna immediately bite his lip and go, sorry, my mistake. Of course, I'll take care of him for you.
Chalice moves to Victor and say, we are coming back for.
I was gonna say, how big is this thing?
It's kind of a medium-sized
cat.
cat. It looks like exactly. Yeah, it looks like a bobcat size. It's medium-sized, larger than a cat.
I just
not
want
as
to
big
point
as a
out
tiger.
that while they were inside of the bar, I was tinkering with the cat to write more code into the cat to make it perform more lifelike things that a cat, I believe, would. And also that if anybody tampers with the cat to try and retrieve information with it, it is to memory wipe itself.
Oh, nice. It kind of functions like a land-based servo skull, so you can think of it like that.
Yeah. So, nice. Wall will look at Victor. You know, there are times having a small entity like that might be extremely useful for you. Sure, you want to go.
Exactly, that's why it will remain here in safety.
But we are coming back for it, right?
If not, it will have a good home.
Jericho is gonna step up. Don't worry, Victor. I'll take good care of him. Is it a he or a she?
It identifies by the pronoun they.
Jericho is gonna
Have
go.
a pronoun.
I respect that, Victor.
It has the right to choose its pronoun, actually.
Very progressive, guys.
You are correct. I'll keep it here, Victor. I'll see you when you come back. Keep safe, okay?
He nods and then
Person
turns
hates
his back.
cats.
Jericho kind of walks with the cats. The cat sits by the bedroom, kind of like it's guarding it. Jericho disappears. The rest of the night passes. The window slowly dims till it's entirely dark. Lights go off, and there's just this little dim light from a lumen globe.
Shit, failed.
And as you wake up and do the rest, there's not much to do in the morning. We can say that by the next session, you're already flying. You're in an interplanetary vessel. Who is the pilot of this ship?
Me.
Hey, I know.
Chad.
I've got some aeronautics. I don't have void.
I've got aeronautics as well.
All right, you can do it.
All right.
I do not have the navigation.
I have the navigation.
Stepping
I
aboard
I can
the
fly
ship
it. That's about it.
on the
Got
roof
navigate Stellaris as well.
of Mobius 8, the neighboring building. You notice this is a medium-sized lander, quite comfortable. It even has a weapon attached. Takes you a little while to get used to it. Several comfortable seats. You can walk inside. It is used for storage. Caius greets you. Lets you lend it on Jericho's command. Who's getting in the pilot seat?
Like Mason said, yeah.
Mason?
I did not say I was.
Lord,
Oh yeah, me. Because I can.
Yeah.
fly
Easy
and
is.
Justice.
I stumble out, still somewhat hungover, and I'm like,
I have this under control. Let's fly.
Why
Here,
did
have some
we
hair
agree
that
to
does.
this?
I turn to Victor and I go, I have no idea why you're letting me fly, but let's do this.
Who wants to sit
I
there
believe-
with the navigation
I
machine?
believe in myself.
I'm going to give myself 1 insanity for having agreed to this.
Nice.
I'd love to help, but I have navigate surface, not space.
I have navigate stellar as well.
Whoever is specialized in interstellar navigation should be next to him, I presume.
Excellent.
But I should stay here.
As you sit down, the machine roars and you start to hover in the air. And as you lift off from the palace city and reach up to the clouds, that's where we end it for today.
Yay!
Definitely blasting my mixtape as we
funnest,
fly off.
most fun character I've ever seen in my life.
Man, nice work on Lord Castus, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking marvelous.
Thank you. I understand that he's a bit of a dick, but just understand that I have a Word document that I've written to how to roleplay him, and one of the bullet points is literally just, Castus is a dick.
It works.
Literally an exact quote.